5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to another Chinmen&Don podcast where we talk about anything and everything. And today, I want to say I have a special guest for y'all. This guy, this dude, this man, we go way back. You know, I guess you can say middle school?
Oh, yeah.
Middle school. Wrestle, football.
09. Tried to get on the volleyball team.
Tried to get up. Yep, me too. I didn't make it in sophomore year, so I quit. Mm-hmm. But I want y'all to say, well, not y'all, but I want to say thank you so much, and everybody, Andrew, or AKA Bubba.
Yeah.
Welcome, brother. Welcome.
Thanks for having me, man. Super excited to be on the show today.
Thank you, man. Dude, we've been trying to set this up for like over a year.
Oh, at least a year.
Yeah, right. It's freaking crazy. Well, we were supposed to book you. I say before the coronavirus or the
right before. I remember we ran into you. I think you had a motorcycle at one time.
Yeah.
And I ran into you at the mall or something like that.
Yeah, and we were talking about it, and we've been trying to link up. Life happened, the virus happened, and all that crazy stuff happened. So finally got you in the studio to shoot a podcast.
Super awesome, man.
So how you been, man? How you been?
Very good. I was just telling you, life is busy, but good busy.
Yeah.
I think that the pandemic really slowed everybody down.
Yeah.
For me in my sector, what I do.
Hey, I just put this up a little bit closer.
It sped everything up, you know. So where a lot of people their jobs were ending, my job was just starting.
Yeah.
So it's been really good, man. Really good.
That's good. If you don't mind me asking, you're like a priest, right?
Yeah. So I run my.
Sorry,
own,
I don't.
It's so great. You know what's funny? Actually, everyone always, what do you do? You know, and so I'll be at like 7-Eleven. People are like, hey, what do you do? And I was like, tell you what, I'll give you $100 if you guess what I do. You know, 'cause people see the outfit and the dreads, and they're just like, we don't know what this guy does. And I said, I'll give you $100 if you guess what I do. And this guy was like, I think you're like a YouTuber.
Okay,
one day,
I can see that. I can see that.
I'm on YouTube,
Yeah.
I was like, no. And he's like, all right, I think you're like some like rock star,
Uh-huh.
I said, actually, I'm a preacher, man. I'm a pastor. And
he's
like,
yeah.
No way, no, you're not, I told the dude, I was like, hey, bro, come out to my church one day. And you see, dude comes walking through the door, bro. There I am on stage.
Yeah. I see it on Facebook. Yeah, you're always
Yeah. So I run. I'm actually the head pastor of the Resort Church here in Fresno.
Okay.
It originally wasn't even. Somebody actually asked me today, "What made you want to be a pastor?" And I said, "I actually never wanted to be a pastor."
I was gonna ask you that. I was like, "What made you go into that?"
Not at all, bro. The last time we had really got to sit down and talk was probably around high school, which was what 10, 11 years ago.
Yeah.
And coming out of there. You obviously remember my boy and best friend Eddie B.
Yeah.
Guy, and he is right now. He's a sheriff, and that was our plan.
Oh, he's a sheriff.
He's a sheriff now. Yeah, so shout out to Eddie B.
Oh, all right, Eddie B. Remember me? Hey.
So he's a sheriff now, and that was just what we were gonna do,
Yeah.
And honestly, man, and we all seen it. I mean, we were just running the life, know, and. Everyone, I think, has their dream, what they want to do in high school. Everyone thinks we all thought we knew it all, And
all the time.
It's so funny when I talk to my cousins and nephews and all. They're like, I already know. I'm like, you don't know a damn thing,
Right? I was telling like my nephew, or like the younger generation. I felt old saying that. But
ain't that crazy?
Yeah, and I always say that I was like, if you want to make God laugh.
Yeah.
You tell me your plan.
Come on, right? Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
That's our motto in my office.
Oh, really? I forgot who told me that line. I forgot who gave me that line.
Yeah.
I think it was like one of my residents.
Yeah, well, it's because even in the Bible it says, that man will make his plans.
Yeah.
It's God who orders the steps.
That's true.
And so there's so many times where we have our own ideology, we have our own plan.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's like, skirt,
Yep.
And then you get to a place, and obviously for you, and I'll go back to how I got into this, but
yeah.
There's so many times where I'm like, I ask myself, how did I get here?
Yeah.
Even for like what you're doing, it's like, man, if you ever just sit back and be like, man, how do we get here?
Right?
What are we doing? And it's just like, I think that's really cool when God steps in and he's like, I have a great plan for you, and there's ups and there's downs. And, everybody wants to blame God for the downs. It's really easy to give God glory for the ups. But for me, it's always like, God, you're the God of open doors and closed doors.
Yeah.
And so coming out of high school, man, I was just like, we're going into this arena. I ended up giving my life to the Lord, and I was always grown up in a Christian home and whatnot, but never to the extent of what I'm doing now. You know what I mean? And so, bro, it went from church to actually hearing his voice.
Okay.
And that makes the whole difference right there.
Yeah,
you know, from when it's like, yeah, I'll go to church, or I'll crack open the Bible app real quick.
Yeah,
And that's good. That's really good. That's a good start. It's like seeds. You're a farmer's seeds, you know?
Yeah.
And so, but bro, when the first time when I heard a voice, I'm like, whoa. Like, he talks back.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
That's so crazy because I met a couple, like, I have a couple of friends who are, like, really into church and all that. And they tell me the same. They're like, no, growing up, I hated going to church with my parents.
Yes.
Every Sunday.
We say we had a drug problem, bro, where we got drugged to church, you know?
Yeah. And then, like, as they got older, they say the same thing. They're like, I heard them.
Yes.
So, like, they're like, really into it.
Yeah. And it wrecks you. It ruins you in a good way, you know?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
So, to where the man in the pages becomes alive, you know? And so, yeah, man, you know, the next thing I know, I'm signing up right out of high school. Actually, right when we graduated, I signed up for a school of ministry.
Okay.
I did that school of ministry for 3 years. They go and throw me in the Philippines for almost a year. You know, I was out there.
As like a youth minister or something like that, right? Or...
I was actually helping teaching all the churches. So there was 35 churches on this one island, and I was in charge of just teaching all of them, bro. Yeah, so I was
35.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was a busy, and at that time I was only 20. What am I? 30 now? I was maybe 23. 24,
damn,
maybe, you know, and so
you were living.
Yeah. And so yeah, I'm on a plane, you know, and I was with my best friend, which was really cool to me. We get there and we're like, yeah, we're gonna go to the Philippines, you know.
Yeah.
We're looking up the Philippines, to this day I've been there, you know, 12 times, and I go almost for a month at a time. And to this day, it's family, it's home, but seeing all these great pictures, well, bro, when you get to a third world country, and that plane leaves, and you know your plane ticket don't go back for another 3, 4, 5 months, you know, you're looking at that plane like, okay, we're really here. Yeah. You know?
Like reality started kicking in real fast.
Bro. You know? And what's funny is I remember the first day being in the Philippines, because it's a third world country. And I don't think, unless you've been to a third world country, people don't really, you know, they watch Nat Geo and they think like that's what it is. No, it's so much crazier. I remember, this is funny, the very first thing that went through my head was I couldn't find a trash can. Like, I don't think we realize.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I don't think we realize things that we take for granted every day. You know, like,
yeah, for sure.
Know, I'll crumple something up, throw it in the trash can. You're walking down the street at the mall, you throw it in the trash can, right?
Yeah.
Bro, I could not find it. So I'm like walking around town, you know, with
your trash. You carry your own trash.
Yeah, you know, accumulative trash from the day.
And you're like, hey, what I do with it? They're like, just throw it right there.
That's exactly what they said, you know. And they were just like, you know, they call me Ba, you know, instead of Bubba. They say Ba.
Okay.
They're like, Ba, just throw it right there in the corner, Ba. And there's like these little trash piles, and I'm like, no, that's why it's a third world country.
Yeah. You're like, no.
I'm like, I'm about to become rich. I'm gonna make a trash can business out here. You know?
Recycle all your cans.
Exactly. And so yeah, man, it just became real. We were out there, and then I, you know, we went from seeing church to then I saw power. I saw a man, you know, pick up a paralyzed dude out of a wheelchair. He was like, in the name of Jesus, stand up. And I was like, whoa, like I'm here to teach y'all. But you're doing the thing that I'm teaching, but I can't do the thing that you're doing that I'm teaching. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it wrecked me, man. It really wrecked me because, you know, and this is not we say like this. There's church culture and there's kingdom culture. Okay. The church culture is what we see every day on a Sunday. Right? Yeah. The kingdom culture is what we're seeing in the Bible. Jesus healing the sick, raising the dead, you know, feeding the multitude, all that. Well, you go to these third world countries, bro, and they're doing it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a real thing. People are getting healed. Blind eyes are opening. And so I'm like, man, like, I want that Jesus. Not this Western bride that we're all, you know what I mean? And so, bro, I lived with a guy. This guy has raised the dead 4 or 5 times, you know, and I lived
No way.
Oh, yeah, bro, real stuff. And he just began to teach me what we call the kingdom of God, you know, and the King, Jesus. And so, bro, I came back here, and to be honest, I came back after living almost 6 months. I come back and bro, I'm upset. I'm back in normal church, you know.
Yeah.
Here's the donuts and the coffee and the little name badge. You know?
yeah.
I'm like, hold on, like. We just saw, you know, at that time, bro. Now I have seen blind eyes open, even through us praying. I've seen people's blind eyes open. I've seen people get out of wheelchairs. I've seen a girl with leukemia at 12 years old. They told her she was gonna be dead in the morning.
Damn.
Doctor gave her a full clean bill of health the next morning. You know, so I've seen it work.
Yeah.
And then I come back to this, and I'm like, oh no, like this ain't okay.
Yeah.
So I start praying, and I'm like, Lord, either you're gonna, and this is when people ask me, you know, how'd you become a pastor? I didn't want to be a pastor. I wanted to show people the kingdom is real.
The
kingdom of God is real. And Jesus, King Jesus, is real. And bro, it was just like I just felt the green light of the Lord telling me, like, I want you to do it like this. And so we launched the resort, you know.
Okay.
And bro, same thing. We're watching people come in there with cancer, leave without cancer. You know, we're watching people get up out of wheelchairs. We had 6 people. You know, when everybody closed their churches in Fresno, I left mine open. You know, I had the city of Fresno coming over to me and saying, like, what are y'all doing? And I said, listen.
I was going to say that. Sorry to cut you off.
Go for it.
Did you get any, like, backlash from that?
To this day.
Really?
Oh, to this day, yeah. So when it first hit, you know, because I'm like the new kid on campus. You know what I mean? At this time, and so
I mean, you're young.
I am. I'm one of the youngest pastors in Fresno.
Yeah, usually when you see a pastor, old white guy.
I was in a golf tournament yesterday, and this guy comes up to me and he goes, "Oh, hey, I'm a pastor at a church," and my buddy who paid for me to be in the golf tournament.
Okay.
He goes, "Oh yeah, this is my head pastor," and his buddy looks at him and he's like, "This is your head pastor?" He's like, "Yeah." And I go, "I know I'm a little young, huh?" And he goes, "Man," he goes, "but are you the kid that he's sending me videos about?"
Oh,
like,
okay,
yeah, that's me on the, he's like, "Oh, then you could be any age you want, bro." You know?
yeah.
And that really is the difference. Like, you know, when you can show people, you know, you're walking with Jesus, you have power and you have wisdom of the word of God.
Yeah.
It don't matter how Jesus was 12 confounding people who were 70, 80 years old. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, man. So I am one of the youngest head pastors in town.
Okay.
Every time there's a pastor conference or something like that, I show up and I'm in like my ripped jeans, my red jacket, short, you know.
I saw you on Facebook. I was like, man, that's a cool ass dude right there. Right? My boy right there. Hell yeah. I go to your church.
Yeah. And so, and that's the thing, man. It's like, you know, Jesus didn't throw me away for who I am. And he I tell all our congregation, Jesus ain't trying to give you a list of do's and don'ts. Jesus is trying to tell you, I want to clean up the dirt with you.
Yeah.
Like, let me sit in your dirt and let's clean the dirt together. And I'm like, see, that's the Jesus we serve. Does that make sense?
That makes super sense. Like, because I grew up, I'm not a Christian or nothing like that, right? I'm shaman. But I have a lot of friends that are Christian, right? Yeah. And they're like, you can't watch pornography. You can't touch yourself and all that. I'm like, and I used to, like, as a kid, you don't know. So, like, you kind of, like, make fun and all that. And they're like, you're not supposed to do that because God is watching, right? And I was like, if God made me like this, I'm pretty sure he have a sense of humor. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he have a sense of humor.
You remind me of Joe Dirt when he's like, have you seen Joe Dirt?
I forgot.
She's like, is this where you want to be when Jesus comes back?
No, I don't think I know who Joe Dirt is. Yeah. He's the one with the mullet, with the mop.
And he talked about that. He was like, you know, we ain't supposed to watch porn. We ain't supposed to be touching ourselves. He's like, and my mama came in and said, is this where you want to be when Jesus comes back? You doing this right here? You know? But yeah, there is, you know, there is a standard of living. You know, everybody in their heart has a moral compass.
Yeah.
You know, we do wrong and you hurt somebody, it's like, oh man. Like,
if you're not a bad person, you're like.
Right. And so, you know, there's a book called Moral Law. And so morals had to have been given by somebody higher than the morals given. So what is it in us that feels right and wrong without being taught? So how is it that a kid can do wrong and knows because he runs and hides?
Yeah.
So there's a moral law in there, right?
Correct.
And so in order for there to be a moral law in there, somebody of the higher order of that moral law had to have given that in there when we were born.
That's true.
Does that make sense?
That's very true, yeah.
And in order to give that person had to be the ultimate purity. And so that's why we feel that tug of right and wrong. So if the Bible says Jesus is love, that reason when we do something wrong, we don't feel like, oh, it's because it's going against the love nature.
Oh, okay. Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like a watch, bro. So when I wear my watch, I didn't make the watch. I didn't make the watch, but somebody made the watch. But I'm wearing the watch, right? So why is it that the watch is constantly trying to tell people there is no watchmaker? So when we look at our DNA nature and our moral nature, we have, and I love, bro. I mean, I sit with Muslim people. I sit with every religion across the board. Yeah. And you know what the difference will always come down to, bro, is love and power. You know, when it's so funny. If I just showed you my inbox, you know, I had a Muslim lady. I tell this story everywhere I go. She was a devout Muslim. She was in her 40s. Her name's Ida. Sitting at Starbucks, and she's like, "Hey, can I sit next to you?" I was like, "Sure, go ahead, sit down." And so she sits down. She's like, "What are you doing?" I had my Bible open. She's like, "I'm reading the Bible." And I know in their Quran it teaches that, you know, there is no higher, you know, celebration than to convert a Christian to Muslim.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I don't know nothing about Muslim.
And so she was like, you know, you should read the Quran, blah, blah, blah. I go, I'll make you a deal. And I was 100% serious. I said, if I can't prove to you Jesus is real and that Jesus is Lord, I'll get this Bible and I'll throw it in that trash can. And I'll read your Quran. And 100%, she was like, aren't you a pastor? I said, of course I am. I said, but if my God can't answer in the midst of what you're claiming is true, I go, one of us is right.
Yeah.
And I looked and I said, Ida, if I'm wrong, well then what? I get 12 virgins and some paradise line,
Yeah.
I said, if you're wrong, I go, I don't want you to experience the other side of not being in heaven because the other side of that is hell.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't want that. So I'd rather show you, not tell you. I'm not going to debate with you. I'd rather just show you that he's real.
Yeah.
And she looked at me, she's like, deal. And so,
oh, wow.
She took the deal, because I told her, I said, but if I could prove to you that Jesus is king and he's Lord and he has all power, then I want you to put your Quran aside. He said, you don't have to throw it away. I said, but put it aside. I said, and let's read the Bible together today.
Okay.
She said, okay. We start praying, bro. Immediately, the Lord tells me, he says, her name's Ida. And at this point, I didn't know her name was Ida yet. He said, her name's Ida. She fell down on her wood floor in her kitchen today, and she hurt her elbow and her hip. So I was like, okay, cool, thank you, Lord. And at this point, bro, it's all about taking a risk. You're going to take a risk with God. And so I look at her, I said, Ida, did you fall down? I said, first of all, is your name Ida? She's like, big old bug-eyed, bro.
Yeah.
When you tell somebody their first name, you got their attention, you know?
Yeah, especially Ida. Like, how many Ida are there? You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah. And so I go, you fell down today, and you didn't tell anybody about it. And she starts crying. And she goes, I live with my daughter, and I didn't tell my daughter, but she says, I'm in excruciating pain. And I go, yeah, it's your hip and it's your elbow. And she looks at me, she's like, how do you know that? I said, I don't. I said, but his name is Jesus, and he knows everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, but Ida, he could also heal you right now. And she was like, wait, what? And I go, yeah, he has all power. He can heal you right now.
Yeah.
And she goes, okay. I said, come here. Let me see your arm. I grabbed my arms. And I said, Father, I just say thank you that you love Ida. And I say thank you that Ida's body's healed. And, bro, she starts busting up laughing. Jumps up from her seat, and she's completely healed, bro. Like, moving her elbow, moving her hip. And we're right there to start. Like, if you go to the Starbucks, bro, to all your viewers, if y'all go to the Starbucks in River Park, right there by AT&T.
Okay.
And you ask them about, be like, hey, does Pastor Andrew come up in here? Oh, bro, they're already going to know because healings, they call it my second church campus.
Okay.
Healings just explode in that place, bro. Like, we watched the dude's broken arm get set back in place. Like, we watched a lady whose hair growth, bro, there was something wrong with her hair. Like, 2 weeks later, she came back, she had a full-on just hair growth, bro. And so it's just like...
I need some of that. My hairline is fucking receiving right now.
Radical healings are happening at Starbucks in River Park, and so... The workers, because Starbucks is supposed to be a neutral ground. Starbucks is supposed to be a neutral place. But, bro, just building relationship with people. And it's like, I ain't here to preach to y'all. I ain't here to tell you, like, people need help. And we can help them. Jesus will help them. And, bro, she put her Quran aside, and she starts reading the Bible. And for 3 months straight, she met me every day there on Sunday morning. And all we did was read the Bible right there. She fully became Christian, And so that's why I tell people, like, there is this corporate God that everybody knows about. But he's not a corporate God. He's an individual lover. And he knows everything about us. And, he's madly in love. But see, religion, bro, jumped on the scene and made it terrible for people like us. To where it's like, wait a minute. I got a whole lot of things that, I call them wrinkles. I got a whole lot of wrinkles that I need some ironing out.
Yeah.
And what religion did was say, yeah, but God doesn't want you unless you iron those things out. But what Jesus said is, I love you enough to teach you how to iron those things out. And that's where it's like, it's been so much fun to me, man. So I literally just answered that question for somebody this morning. I said, I never wanted to be a pastor. I fell in love with Jesus, who falls in love with people. You know what I mean? And he loves when people get to... And there's something about him, brother. Even when you talk about him, it, like, sits in you. Like...
I can see that, yeah. I can see that, yeah.
And so it's awesome, man. So, and that's what I do. So from there, we launched our first location as my mom's house. My mom comes home, bro, and there's like 17 people in her house.
Okay.
Like, what are you doing? I got the couches all pushed aside. I got all the chairs from the kitchen. I was like, Mom, I'm sorry. We're going to do church right here. And she's like, you only got tonight. And I said, all right, Mom. Very next Tuesday, there was like 23 people in her house.
Yeah. And so you got to go.
So this thing starts growing out of control, bro. We go to another buddy of mine. He had a massive house. We used his house. It grew out of control. And within the first 3 months, we were in our first location already. Nice. From there, we went to our second location. And now, bro, we're located right there behind Blackbeard's on Ashland and what is that?
Ashland. Yeah.
Yeah, right there by the Dutch Bros. And it's our third location. We got 3 schools later, so we're in 3 different schools. We've graduated almost 100 students already.
Wow.
And we're just sending them, man, like teaching people. And we got everything from, I think our youngest one was about 16, 17 years old, and our oldest one is in their 80s, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, and just teaching people. I mean, people with DUIs come to our school. people who are stuck on pornography, I got drug addicts who are now turning into leaders in my church. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
wow.
Like,
Yeah.
just people finding, because you know what's the biggest problem, too? Nobody ever taught us our identity.
Yeah. Nope. The school system don't do that.
No, you know? And so to me, it's like, okay, that's cool. And what you see on those Saturday nights, you know, that's just revival breaking out, right? You know, and so we have like the music going and we're praying for people and all that. But on my Wednesdays in my school, I teach people kind of like what we've been talking about. How do we reform, which means to change, right? How do we change Fresno? How do we change Clovis? How do we change our school? Because unless people wake up, bro, this thing's going down. Outside of just a religion, you know, call it Christianity, Catholicism, whatever. Take religion out of it for a minute. Just society, bro. Like,
oh, dude.
It's going down the tube.
All day about society, dude.
And I'm just like, you know, and it's hard because, you know, I'm a pastor. So it's like, I'll be posting some stuff on social media, and then there's other times my assistant pastor will be like, hey, bro, you know you can't post that, right? I'm like, give me 30 more seconds.
Yeah. Or,
because
just turn the blind eye. Just turn the blind eye.
Jesus said, turn the other cheek. You know?
Yeah.
And so it's just, it's frustrating because I'm watching, I believe, the most beautiful state in the United States go down the tubes. You know what I mean? California, correct, bro, to where, I mean, you go to San Francisco, you got people taking craps on streets. What's up with that?
You know what I mean? I'm over there every weekend. Dude, it's bad. And especially Oakland. Oh, my.
It's supposed to be one of the most beautiful cities.
Yeah.
It was San Francisco was known as the Freedom Gateway at one time. For
really?
For people, bro, who'd come over from Italy and just all over. They would come through San Francisco, bro. New York, San Francisco. And it was just freedom. Everybody wanted to make it to the, bro. I go to China. I go to South Korea. I go to Philippines. You know, wherever I go.
Yeah.
You know what they all say to me? What is the Golden Gate like?
Oh, wow.
That's their, bro, all over the world. What is the Golden Gate like? And it's this iconic picture of just freedom, bro.
Yeah.
They can make it to the Golden Gate. You know what I mean?
It sounds like freedom right there. Right. Golden Gate is the Golden Gate, you know?
And that's what it is. And so for me, as a leader, you know, in Fresno and whatnot, you know, even with this whole political thing that just happened.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very careful. I really don't share. I don't tell people what to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you want to vote for Biden, go Biden. That's why we have lumber at like $12 for a 2x4 now. Yeah, great job to all you voted for him.
Great job, Biden.
Yeah. Gas went from $2.89 to $5. Yeah, great job to all you voted for Biden. Right? And so it's like, and seeing that doesn't mean that Trump was better.
Yeah.
All it means is we went worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
And so to me, bro, when I look at California, and that's what Reformation is okay, we're doing, in my church, we're doing revival, but now how do we bring about Reformation?
Yeah.
Because Reformation, bro, changes school systems. Because I've seen in our schools, they're teaching pedophilia is okay now. They're teaching, you know, same sex. To me, I'm like, I don't want a 15-year-old kid walking into my 4-year-old kid's bathroom. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want a grown man walking in, even if I don't have a little girl, I don't want a grown man walking into a girl's restroom where a 5-year-old is, and it's okay.
And I got to be careful on this because a lot of people are super sensitive, but
very much so.
Yeah. I was
y'all send your comments to Sue. He brought me on.
yeah. That could just hate me. For me, and like the guy that I surround in my circle, we were raised to, as a man, is a protector.
Very much so.
Nobody hurts a woman and nobody hurts a child, right?
Yes.
So when you see as a man, you know how I don't want to sound sexist, but we are stronger.
Yes.
Physically.
Oh yes.
To hurt other people, 100%.
Right? When you're talking, you know, you take a natural woman and a natural man, not these bodybuilders. I mean, I got a coach who's, you know, she's I tell any man, step up and she'll handle you.
Bro.
You know?
I know.
But you take the natural woman, and you know, there was a guy who was I think it was I don't know if it was UFC or something like that. Like,
oh yeah, I just watched that fight. Oh, it was embarrassed.
Bro, he's a champion, but I'm like, you're a dude beating up on women.
Nah, he got that. Oh,
did he get beat? Did he get whooped?
She got her ass kicked.
Yeah, did she?
She got whooped.
Well, it's about time, you know. Like,
I mean, she when they went on the ground, because I'm a huge martial art fan, right?
Yeah.
When she wrestled her, she is stronger physically.
Yeah.
But the woman, she got hands. She was like piecing her up. Yeah.
Yes.
I was like,
but see,
no wonder you went to.
but even in that, I'm like, you know, it's there's something happening to our culture.
Yeah.
That things kind of like what you're saying in my family, bro. My dad taught me like, I remember my dad used to tell me he would see like different, kids raising their hand on their moms.
Yeah.
And my dad straight up told me, you ever raise your hand on your mama? You better call an ambulance and just never come. You know what I mean? You ain't never come. And so we were brought up with this honor of that's our mother. This is our aunt. This is our grandmother. This is our uncle. This is our grandpa.
Yeah. And
so to look at a little kid and tell them you could be whatever you want to be, that's more confusing and damaging than telling Bobby, hey, Bobby, this is who you are. Now, here's the thing about Bobby. Bobby's a kid.
Yeah.
When Bobby turns 13, 14, 15, 16, cool, let him decide whatever they, I'm so for, let people do what they're going to do. They're going to do it anyway.
Yes.
But as a child, it's like, you get what I'm saying about, you're confusing a child out the gate by not giving them an identity already.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you're nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, like, what happens when Bobby wants to pick up a truck, but you put a Barbie in his hand?
Yeah.
Or Sally, what if she's, I know some chicks who are like architects. What happens if Sally wants to pick up a pencil to draw, but you put a Barbie in her hand? Like, why don't you let them naturally develop into who they are and then groom that? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Not just putting and so this is what we're trying to do, bro, about reforming, whether that be the school system, our educational system, our the media. Oh my gosh.
Dude, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's bad. The media, it pissed me off, but I'm like, I'm trying to, excuse me, I'm trying to come up on this YouTuber. I'm like,
yeah,
I can't.
And that's I like the way what was his name, Denzel Washington. I don't know if you saw it. The way he said they said what are you supposed to watch? And he said, well, if you watch the media, you're misinformed. Yeah. And if you don't watch the media, you're uninformed.
Yeah.
And so it's like, which one's better? And he's like, neither.
Right.
And so to me, it's like, okay, we're developing a generation and a culture to where we're not taught how to think. Yeah. And the minute you think for yourself, you're
the enemy.
You're either a racist or you're a dumb Biden follower. Yeah. You know what I mean? So depending on what party, so you're either the orange man follower, or you're part of the dumb people that, and it's just like, what happened to just letting people think what they want to think? Right. Like, if I'm sitting at a table with a Biden follower, a Bernie follower, a Trump follower, and then you got me, who I don't care because it's all going in a handbasket anyway,
I say all the time because I was like, because people ask me, they're like, so like, because I'm like a liberal, but I have conservative ideology, right? Mm-hmm. So sometimes I'll look at Trump, some of his plans, and I was like, oh, I could relate to that. Right. I could relate to that. And
but then you're thinking.
I'm thinking.
You're thinking.
Yeah, as everybody should.
I got a 15-year-old cousin that said, I hate Trump. I said, why do you hate Trump?
I do that all the time. Why? Give me a reason. Don't just say that because you heard it from your friend or you heard it from the media. Right. Tell me, like, why you hate him.
And vice versa. I hate Biden. Why?
Yeah. Why?
And they don't know.
Yeah.
But go ahead. I'm just saying, like, that's you're thinking.
Yeah. So for me, I'm like, and there's times where I'm like, oh, yes, Biden, yes. I believe in that. Well, Bernie, yes, I believe in that.
You want to take away my school bills? Take them all away.
Right? Yeah. So like, and nowadays, like you said, people are groomed not to think outside the box.
Oh yeah.
And see, and one thing too about the media is that everybody is trying to get that social come up. Yes. Mm-hmm. We're like, you see my post? Right. Oh yeah. Forget Trump. Yeah. But deep down inside, you're like, I believe in it. Right. But I can't say that because
you can lose a friend.
I could lose these friends, and my income could be affected from this.
Or even like you doing podcasts. Yeah. What happens when you say something like, let's say majority of your viewers were Biden supporters. Yeah. And I have a friend. He's African American, full on liberal. And I looked at him and I said, you know what the problem with you, bro, is? I go, you can't even admit when it's right. Yeah. I go, forget it. You can hate the man all you want, He's like, well, did you vote for him? I go, I didn't vote for anybody, I did too. But a lot of people hear the way I talk and they automatically assume that I voted for Trump or that I'm for this party, And I tell them, no, I'm for what's better for our people. Yeah. As a whole, Californians, Americans,
Especially California. California is hurting, bro.
And so, but it was funny because I said, statistically, factually, you cannot find another president all the way back to Abraham Lincoln that actually just proposed something that was better for African American people than Trump did, and compared to Abraham Lincoln. Yeah. And bro, he sat there and it was like pulling teeth just to get him to be like, okay, he did one thing, you know?
And yeah.
And I'm like, but you know what I love? You're thinking now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
at least you're having an open mind. We're having an open conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem with what's going on, bro, is that, you know, whether you watch Fox, whether you watch CNN, nobody can, I love research, bro.
Me too.
I hear something, you know, and I'm like, you know what, Sue said this on the pod. Let me go look at that.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, people don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
They'll take it, they'll swallow the information, and then they'll regurgitate it on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then you got 1,000 people now regurgitating the same
thing,
you know?
or like those, like, just kind of going off the topic, like, I'll see video of, like, cop shooting, right? And then they'll just put, like, a little clip.
Yes.
Like a small little clip. And I'll be like, I was like, that's not right. Like, because I've always wanted to be a police officer.
Yeah.
I respect the blue. Like, I love them.
Mm-hmm.
We need more police officers.
Shout out to all you police officers in Fresno, California.
Yep. We support you guys. You know, we support you guys.
Yeah.
I feel like we need more.
Yes.
They need our help. Like, they are hurting. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and I'll see the little clip, and I'll get mad at the police officer. I was like, you should be better, right?
Right.
And then I go do my research. I'm like, oh, actually, it wasn't the cop's fault.
Come on.
You see that shooting? Was it in Florida?
You know, it's getting to the point where I'm like, which one?
Right. It is the new one where the dude came out. He had the baby in the car.
No, I haven't heard about that
one of the
yet.
officer was talking to the female, chick, the lady, and there was another dude, like, he was just standing on the trunk. And then the other officer went in there and he was just talking to him like a normal person. He was like, hey, he's like, oh, you have a kid? He's like, don't worry, I have kids too. He was like, it's okay if you step outside, I'll hold the kid. He's like, I'm really good with kids.
Yeah.
Dude came out with I want to say like it's like a semi-automatic rifle, but it was a short one. It was an AK-74, I think.
Yeah.
Came out, started shooting at them. The cop shot his leg. He went around, he hopped around. I want to say pistol whip the other cop.
Wow.
The dude dropped, broke his the cop dropped, broke his nose. I think broke his jaw, whatever. And then the other cop shot him.
I bet it was a huge uproar.
It wasn't.
Because, really?
Yeah, because when they saw the whole, as soon as that happened, the police department, they know what to do, so they put the footage cam out there. Like, this is the full video.
Yeah.
So there was no backlash or nothing, but you could just see how this society now is training us or training the younger generation to don't respect the elder, don't respect the police officer, don't respect authorities. You have your own. It's like, yes, we do have our rights. Yes, we don't let them. That's the reason why we have the Constitution.
Yes.
We don't let anybody trump that, right?
Right.
But at times you have to follow orders because there are higher authorities.
My dad always told me, bub, it is better to lay down on the floor and sue them later.
Yep.
And laugh at them in your rolls than you know what I mean, than to have a bullet in you.
Yeah.
And so to me, it's like, you know, regardless if you're right or wrong, and I'm so for the Constitution, and bro, like we said, love the blue, you know, the whole nine. Mm-hmm. And there are a few bad apples that ruin it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, 100%.
Oh, I encountered a couple bad police officer.
In my neighborhood, there was like, I'm lowballing it, but about 15 cop cars in my neighborhood, and I live in a really good neighborhood, and I'm like, this is rare. I don't know what's going on here. And so I pulled up to the cop, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? I live in here. And he rolls down his window, and he's like, just keep moving. And I'm like, excuse me, I'm like, see, bro, that's the problem. Yeah. Like, I just came up with like, yo, like, is everything okay? Like, you know, you could have told me like, hey, everything's fine, make it, you know. Yes. But there was this look, bro, of just like, and what it is, they've been on the job too long, and now they start treating everybody the same. Yes. Instead of an individual call. Oh, yeah. You know? And so when I see these videos, bro, of you know, they just actually try to pass a bill in California. I don't know how many people are aware of this, where it's something small, but I'm looking at what you just said was huge, trying to get us to not respect authority. Mm-hmm. They're trying to pass a bill where the next generation doesn't have to honor the crosswalk signs anymore. So you can just walk across the street whenever you want. Which, you know, when we're running across the street, I feel like all as kids, we all did that anyway. Yeah. But when you pass something that says you don't have to do this. Yeah. I call that lawlessness.
It is.
So now I'm implementing lawlessness into you. So if you don't have to obey the street sign, when the cop who's hired to write you that ticket for that, you're going to treat him like the street sign.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when I see these kids like all on YouTube or whatever telling these officers like, man, I don't got to do anything you say. I know my rights. And I'm like, boy, if you play dumb games with cops, you're going to win stupid prizes. You know? And so when I see these guys come out with guns, I go, what part in your brain ever computes that maybe they'll give me a pat on the back? Like, maybe they won't shoot back. You know what I mean?
Right?
And so it's just stuff like that, bro, to where I'm like, even, you know, the whole, I did a whole interview on this, the whole George Floyd thing. You know,
we have
buddies who do actually ministry work out on the grounds right where George Floyd died. And I think they baptized like 200 people that weekend, bro. Like 200 people came to save knowledge of Jesus Christ right there, you know. But it's like nobody wants to hear, you know, I have a friend that said, you know, Black Lives Matter. And I said, I agree. Every Black life matters.
Oh, hell yeah.
And so I looked at my friend who's black and I said, if Black lives matter, what are you doing then to help get abortion clinics out of black communities?
Yeah.
Because, I don't know if you know this, majority of abortion clinics are in black communities. You know?
Poor neighborhood.
Our people, you know what I mean? People, like the Mexican, the Asian, and the black, you know? And so it's like trying to, and the founder, and I told this, the founder herself said, black people need to be exterminated.
No way,
bro. You can Google it. It's on you. You can Google it.
Wow.
She said that this is a race that needs to be controlled, and I'm listening to this, and I'm thinking, but yet, see, we don't do our research.
Yeah, we
don't do our research. So when my brother, who was a big time activist and for the Black Lives Matter movement, I said, do you understand that the leader of that is a Marxist?
Yeah.
I said, she ain't no Marxist. I said, she's a Marxist.
it's like that.
It's on the homepage.
yeah.
So I sent him a picture of it. I said, she said, this is her, what do you call that? Her, about me. You know?
Yeah.
Quotes. He shoots me a text back and said, I don't care about that.
You're like, so what you're fighting is against what you're standing for.
Right. And that right there, bro, is what people don't see. So, and she recently, I don't know if you saw, she recently got in trouble by a lot of black communities.
Oh, yeah, she did.
She took all that money, bought a house and a wife.
I think she bought two. It was like $1.5 million houses.
And it's this kind of stuff,
and then none of the black community got anything.
Nope.
And then I remember this. I think it was Father's Day in Chicago, in the neighborhood. I think it was like 27 killings.
Right.
27 homicide, and I think it was like a 9-year-old that she was watching TV in her living room and caught a stray bullet.
Crazy.
And then they brought a cameraman in there, right? And they were like, what do you want to say?
Yeah.
And a lot of the community members, they were like, where's the Black Lives Matter now? Like, we need your help.
Right.
We need money in our community so we can open up stores. We can have more jobs to the people.
But they threw the orange man out that was trying to give them money.
That's why I said, I was like, if you guys look at his policies, he brought so much.
I think he was giving away, I could be wrong about that. Don't quote me on this number, but I think there was something like 430 million or something like that. It was a stupid amount of number, right?
Yeah.
P. Diddy actually did a quote on this.
Okay.
P. Diddy, who was not a Trump supporter at the time, said that he couldn't believe that Trump had passed this. He gave away just a stupid amount of number for black communities that wanted to become business owners.
Okay.
Right? Excuse me. Become business owners. And P. Diddy got so upset, he wrote to the communities and he said, I am so disgusted with the community because I think it was something like 82% of the communities didn't come out to receive of the free funds to start these businesses, right? And the small, like 12% that did come out, bro, you know what they did with all their checks?
What did they do with it?
They bought Rolexes, cars, and they started buying just stuff. And P. Diddy came out and said, you know what? From this day forward, I support Trump as you guys are the biggest waste of money, and it's not his fault that the black community is not changing. And he said it's our fault.
It is.
And this is what he said, our fault. And I agree with this statement. It's our fault and this is, at our place, bro, this is what I tell people, Reformation, let's go outside the four walls. Mm-hmm. We got to go into these communities and teach these kids finances, business. You know what I mean?
We have to.
Not just this normal stuff that they're learning in school, because as a young black kid, a young Asian kid, a young Mexican kid, my dad was born in Mexico. Mm-hmm. My dad knew two things: work or go to school.
Yeah.
That's it. And for my dad, it was work.
Yeah.
So he was up
my dad right there.
in the fields from like 9 years old, you know, like 3 a.m. And so this is what these kids are still learning in these communities, these poor communities. They ain't thinking like let's start a podcast and let's start businesses and ministry. You know, I just started a real estate company. You know, 2 years ago I started a real estate company, and so it's like nobody taught me I had to learn. And so it's like, but in these communities, you go down there, they're not thinking like that.
They're not thinking like that.
You know, and so when P. Diddy got mad at them, bro, it was just, you know, you brought up Chicago. I was in Chicago this last week and Detroit, all this area. If you look at the crime rate on black lives, it's done by black lives. Yeah. But see, you say something like that, and then somebody gets offended.
Yep, they do.
And so it's like, if you look up the statistic, I think it was like, in the total year, bro, I could be wrong about this number, so don't quote me on this, but in the total year, 2020, 2021, I believe there was only, and when I say only, I'm not downplaying that. I think any life that's taken, I'm a minister, so any life that's taken is a big deal.
It's a big deal, yeah.
So I want to be careful how I word that, but there was only 12, I believe. I think there was 8 to 12 black lives that were taken by white people. Only 12. Yeah. And there was something like 1,000 plus.
On black crime?
Black on black. So the problem that we have in America is not a racist problem. I said at the very beginning when I was talking about my story and what we do in our church, it's an identity problem.
It is identity problem.
It's an identity problem, bro.
It is. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, don't give us wrong. Yeah. There is racism.
There is, 100%. I went to Oklahoma. They didn't even give me a menu.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm not saying there ain't racism.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is I think we've majored on a minor.
Yes.
And we've minored on a major. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yep. And I want to say this. Like, this is the greatest country ever. Right. 100%. Like, me and my buddy will always joke around, and he'll joke around with me because he know how proud I am. Yeah. Because I wasn't born here. Oh, I was an immigrant. Yeah, I was an immigrant.
Bro, as long as I've known you, I did not know that.
Yeah, I was born in Thailand.
I'm sorry to all the viewers. I didn't even know my boy was born in America.
But I think in 2012 or 13, I became an American citizen. I was fucking proud. Like, I was proud. I was standing, receiving my certificate. I was a proud American.
I'm sorry, I know we're viewing, but I gotta put that on my story for all you who are viewing. I need you to say that again. So you're going on my story, sir.
All right.
Here we go. We're doing a live on a live.
All right.
Hey guys, with my guy Sue. Tell them one more time right here on live what you just said.
So I was telling Bubba here that in 2013 or 2014, one of those years, I became American citizen, and when I received my certificate, I was a proud American. Till this day, people ask me, "What are you?" I'm American. I'm American.
Born red, white, and blue. Sorry, we're talking about reforming this country, guys. Yep. Dope, American.
American, baby. The greatest country on earth.
100% believe that.
Yeah, so like my buddy know how proud I am, and he'll always say, he's like, maybe Canada's better, or the UK. I was like, no.
Crazy.
I was like, no. I was like, don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
But it will never be like America.
No.
I was like,
100%.
You cannot one day quit your job and start something else. This is the land of the free.
Yes.
The home of the brave. This is the promised land right here. And we say so much.
I'm gonna bring this guy to preach for me.
and we're so focused on the little thing that don't matter, right? Like, okay, don't get me wrong. I love Cardi B.
Yeah.
But everybody praised Cardi B for WAP, and nobody give Candace Owen the glory.
Right.
Candace Owen is educated.
She's a beast.
Beautiful. She's a beast. She can go with anybody, head on with anybody, and debate. Yeah. And I seen her, and I was like,
she mops the floor with people.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There are things that she say that I'm like, I don't believe in that.
Right.
But most of the time,
sorry on that for all your viewers, I think that there are things that we all shouldn't just agree on. You know what I mean?
And what happened to the let's agree to agree to disagree?
Yes, the diversity in our beliefs.
Yes. And I mean, I had debates with some people where I'm like, I can't get through you. And I always brings up, I say this on the podcast one time, one of my buddy's wife.
He said, I can't get through you.
I can't get through you? I'm done. It's like me talking to a rock.
Yeah. I think the rock might even understand more.
Yeah. And I was like, no, I can't. Yeah. It pissed me off.
Yeah.
I don't have the patience.
Oh, bro.
For you, maybe you have the patience.
No, bro. No.
But for me, I'm like, I don't.
I got a rule. I got a rule in my office, bro.
Yeah.
I'll meet with you once, right? I'll tell you. I'm sorry, I'll listen to you. I'll meet with you twice and I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'll meet with you 3 times to see if you did it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
if you didn't, we ain't meeting again.
Yeah. That's understandable.
100%.
Yeah, so I was bringing this up. One of my buddies' wife, she's a left wing. She don't believe in having an assault rifle or an AR-15.
That's crazy to me.
Right? And for me, I'm a huge 2A.
They gonna be calling you when they need us, right?
Yeah, especially when the pandemic hang, right? And people know that
Good job,
I
Biden.
support. Yeah,
make Taliban great again.
Right? They try to take away our gun, but gave Taliban.
We'll go there next. Keep going.
Okay, we'll go there next. Yeah, so me and her. So one day she came over to my place, and I was cleaning my gun. Right, I was cleaning my AR-15. I took it apart. I was cleaning, and she was like, She was like, I want to have a debate with you. I was like, all right. I was like, if we're gonna have a debate, I want you to be open-minded. She was like,
and bring some facts.
Yeah, and she was like, okay, cool. Because I was like, I know how, because it's such a touchy subject, right? Especially in our neighborhood, our poor neighborhood, guns, violence, it's such a tragic. So I was like, okay, I want you to be open-minded. So she came in, so me and her started talking. I started giving her facts, right? I was like, do you believe in protecting yourself? She was like, yes. But she was like, but you don't need an AR-15. But I was like, okay, what happened if you have 2-3 child, your baby in the room, and there's like 3 guys? I was like, in California, you only get 10 rounds in a handgun, right?
At some of our houses.
Yeah. For me, thank God, I was grandfather in, so I have a 15-round magazine.
I was Las Vegas then. I take a trip to Vegas every once in a while.
Yeah. So for me, I was just giving her like statistic and like the fact about it. She was like, okay, I can see where you're coming from. So I was like, okay. I was like, how about this? Next time because a lot of people that don't understand firearm safety, they get scared because of what the media has told them. Like, this gun's gonna go out and kill people. No, people kill people. That bad person that had the tools to do it, they're gonna commit those crimes.
Right.
So I told her, I was like, how about this? Next time I go to the range and you go with me. I'll take you. I took her over there. I gave her all the safety rules. I broke it down to her.
Yeah.
And then she started shooting, and she was like, at the end of the day, like in the
all
midday,
over it, huh?
Midday, I was like, so how do you feel now? She's like, I love it. Yeah. She's like, I love it so much.
See what it was? It's, you did what I did. It's the power.
It is the power. It is the power. It felt good.
It was the power of that rifle.
Yeah. And deep down, you're like, because I feel like deep down in us, like we have that animal instinct to like.
Yeah. I'm gonna see a picture of Sue's rifle, guys, and to say Jesus on the side of it.
Yeah, I have too much rifle. But yeah, awesome. after that, she was like, "Oh, now I see why it's so much fun." I was like, "It's not that we're doing it for protection." Right. No, we're doing it for the enjoyment, the community, because the gun community is so positive. Yeah. It's so crazy how people think that. Oh, if you had guns, you're a Trump, you're a racist, you hate black people. I'm like, I'm Asian, dude. And I'm not even the rich Asian.
And
I'm the poor Asian. I'm the jungle Asian.
It's funny to me when people call other black people racist.
That is the most ridiculous.
Boom, you know?
It's so freaking crazy.
Yeah, crazy. And a lot of people don't even understand those laws. I mean, when you look at the Constitution, they weren't in 2021.
It was, I'm sorry.
They put that in there to protect the people from the government.
Yes. So
it's funny to me when the very people, and I'm sorry for how you feel about this. This is the way I feel because I love a 100-rounder just like the next guy, you know? I don't understand how, when we're talking about the common sense thing, the people that the law's in place to protect you from want to take away that law. Yeah. If that don't raise a red flag to you, like, wait a minute. That's like going into a prison and telling the correctional officer, you don't need any of your tool belt today. Yeah. Oh, walkie-talkie, you don't need that. Yeah. And you know what? What the hell? Get rid of all the doors on the cells. We don't need those either.
We don't need those. Open the gate.
It ain't there. Yeah. For them. It's there for you. Yeah. You know, and like you said, until you put it in her hand, they don't understand that. Yeah. And one thing too, talking about that, right? I was always bring this up to the group that try to take away our freedom of protecting ourselves. Their kids and themselves are protected by their own guns that they try to ban. Right. Their security guard, the officer, they're carrying AR-15 under
their coat. You don't see that because it's a shorty.
Yeah.
It's a shorty, all right? We can't have that in California.
Yeah.
We can have I don't know if we got AR pistol anymore, but
that's why everyone's going to Texas, bro. Texas.
Amen, brother. Amen. Let's go to Texas, baby. Let's follow Joe Rogan.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah, and like I said, I was like, their kids are protected by those guns that they try to deem as evil.
Right.
But I have no right to protect my kids with it. I can't protect my life with it.
Correct.
So does that mean that your kids and your life is better than mine? I thought this was the home of the free.
Right.
Was it the Constitution when they say all men's? No. It was the Bible. All men's are equal. All men's are born equal. Was it that same?
In both, but I don't think it was. I don't know if it was the Constitution or the Declaration of Independence.
Oh, I think it was the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
Yeah, all men's are born equal, right? And I'm like, so it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
I understand that, yes, we do need gun control. Yes, definitely. Yeah. Not everybody should own a gun. Not everybody a belt to own a gun.
That right there is the control that's needed.
Yes.
My question is how is the dude in Vegas getting a fully automatic weapon not mentally okay?
Yeah.
So it's not the guns that are problems.
It's not.
It's the people and the checks and the background checks and the testing that needs to go out to hand you a fully automatic weapon.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And like I said, it's because of how our culture is. You're never going to take away your guns. I'm sorry.
That ain't going to happen.
That ain't never going to happen.
No. And what are they going to do? Go to Texas, knock on all their doors?
Yeah, good luck with that, buddy.
Right.
and what they do, I'm like, the politicians that are talking about that, how about you go and line up, stack up,
right,
and go in there and try to grab the gun.
And that's where, when you see politicians and politics, all that, you see stuff like this. You see, we need a passport vaccine. They're trying to push that, right? But yeah, and I can say this because I'm Mexican. And I got family that has come the wrong way into this country. They didn't do the whole, fill out the paperwork. They were either brought in undercover or jumped a wall or swam a river, And so they're coming in. So I'm just gonna use my family. I'm talking about my family. And I've told my family this. You came in, right? And what's irritating is, I'm glad you're here, but it's irritating that you have less laws on you than I do as a citizen.
Yes.
So I need a vaccine passport, but you don't need a vaccine passport.
Yeah.
Right? I need a passport for a vaccine, but you don't need an ID to vote.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And this is my family I'm talking to.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so it's stuff like this, bro, to where, I don't know if you saw in Canada, the Canadian border, they shut it down. Right?
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Southern border completely open.
Yeah.
So what's going on there?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Canadians don't vote for Biden.
Nope, they don't.
And so it's like you're looking at these, whether it be gun control, whether it be the border, you're looking at these things, bro, as, again, people who, we need to get rid of assault rifles. Well, okay, let's talk about what we were talking about a minute ago. The worst move in presidential history, how he removed people out of Afghanistan.
Okay, so
not that he removed them.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, what are we gonna do? Live over there forever? Like, no, we had to come, right?
Yeah.
But how you did it.
Yeah.
Bro, I wasn't always a pastor, so I know a deal when I see a deal happening, going down. And I looked at my boy; he's my assistant pastor, and he know, bro. I like mafia books. I like cartel stuff. The whole night. Yeah. I like gun running movies. War Dogs. And
War Dogs is one of the best.
The Lord of War.
Oh hell yeah! Nicolas Cage, baby, let's go.
So I love it's so funny when people come over to my house, especially my staff. They'll see my bookshelf, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be like Jesus, church, this, one shelf right there.
Yeah.
And then it'll be like cartel, narcos, warlord, just all this crazy. And they're like, mafia books.
Godfathers.
Right? Oh, bro, I got a whole section of the Godfather in my house.
Yeah.
And it's like, but my family was Italian and came from that life.
Okay.
So I got Mexican that comes from the life of the other side of the border.
Yeah.
And I got my mom's side that comes from the Italian side.
Okay.
And so, and then you got a pastor right in the middle.
Yeah.
And so I see this stuff, bro, happening, and I said, wait a minute. So we just left I leaned over to my assistant pastor and I said, bro, that was one of the most out-in-your-face arms deals that I've ever seen in history.
Right.
And that's what's happening in politics. I feel like they just don't care.
They just don't care.
People can think what they want. When you have You know, and hear me when I say this. I really, it's neither here nor there what went down with Trump to me. But when you have mailmen coming clean saying, I took thousands of ballots, like personal tests, I took thousands of ballots and threw them away.
Yeah. And
then you turn around and say, there was no fraud.
Yeah. Or he was a fraud. He's lying. Now, how about we investigate that? How about that? How about we investigate more?
Hey, I'm trying to see who's lying more right now. Right? Because I was told we weren't going to have mandates. We just had mandates.
Yeah.
It's just one thing after another. And so all that to say, they're getting more in your face of, we could take an election. We're going to take a governor.
Yeah.
We're going to leave him in place.
Yeah.
You know? I was watching this live, the counting happening, right? And if you look at the ticker at the bottom when Gavin Newsom was running against Larry Elder.
Oh, yeah.
It was like 4,000 or 4 million. I think it was 4 million. 4 million some votes to not recall him, right? And then there was like 2,300,000 some, and it was in the middle. It was just a start. It was early in the game still.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, Larry Elder's numbers went from 2 million to 1.5 million.
Oh wow!
On screen, on the CNN news thing, live, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so where did them votes go?
Yeah.
Like they voted, and the number was there.
Yeah.
And then in a drop of it, I'll send it to you later. In drop of it says flip.
Wow.
And so I was just looking at that, bro, and I'm like, it's getting so in your face, regardless where you stand. Now, listen, if I was a Biden supporter, I'd be cheering right now.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So for all you support Biden, listen, cheer on.
Hey, cheer on.
You know,
yeah.
like,
hey, live on, man. Come
but
on.
don't sit there.
This
and
is America.
Say, right?
You have the right to do that. That's why I love it.
Right, yeah, don't sit there and say ain't nothing happened.
Ain't nothing happened.
Because now you just seem foolish.
Yeah.
You know, I would have more respect for people who are Biden supporters, you know, who are far left, bro, far, you know.
Yeah.
If they would just say, yeah, that's happening. And you know what? We still winning.
Yeah.
I got respect. I got respect for you. Like,
yeah.
You show me, you see, and you think. Like, let's talk. But if you're going to start the conversation off with saying, all these people are wrong, you know, and we're right, and ain't nothing bad happening.
Yeah.
What government are you living in?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's one of the reasons why it bugged me so much is that we start. I don't know what happened where we're not thinking for. I don't want to say think for ourselves, but we start to So if I'm a Trump supporter and you're a Biden supporter, we can't be friends.
That's crazy.
And I was like, what happened? Like back in the days,
right?
Everybody can have a little their own opinion.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, you know what? Hey, you're my neighbor. You're my friend.
Let's still enjoy the barbecue.
We still let's grab a beer, even though we don't agree on other things. Yeah. But hey, that's politics. Politics. Mm-hmm. But in real life,
I see the proper 12 up there. I'm like, that's my boy up there. Grab the proper 12 and let's have this debate.
For real, right? And I was like, what happened to the community? Yeah. Like, are we that far gone where we judge other people from their stand on politicians or politics? Yes. It just boggles my mind.
Crazy. Well, we got people again, and this is why, bro, in my church, I could preach the same thing for months if I wanted to. Yeah. It comes back to identity. That's correct. And when you don't have an identity, you will take any identity.
You're lost.
So you know what? I'm 23 years old. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I'm supposed to be. I like what you're saying. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna jump the boat.
I'm gonna jump on the boat. Yeah. I'm confused about who I am, my gender. Okay, I'm gonna agree with you because I like what you're saying. Yeah. You know, this person, they're trying to tell me like I'm this person and I need to be a woman and I need to be a man. I don't even know that. And it's not even I don't like that. It's I don't feel that. And you know what? I'm just gonna not go with you. I'm gonna go with them. But then these people teach me to hate you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I was talking to somebody she's a feminist, and I was like, there's nothing wrong. Do you, right?
Yeah. More power to women. Hey, I love women.
Right. And it's just like, but I don't like that in any group like this. It's you do the things that you don't like, but then you get mad at the people for doing the things that you're doing that you don't like.
Correct.
You know?
Correct. Yeah.
I'm talking about our girl Candace Owens. I saw her. She did this this chick is like I call her a doctor scalpel. Like,
okay.
Just, bro, you get sliced by. I don't know if you ever handled a doctor's one, like in the medical.
Oh, yeah. I'm in the medical field.
Right. You can get cut by one of these jokers and not even know you got cut, but you're bleeding.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's what this chick is. Like she goes in, bro, and she just.
Yeah.
But this This lady stands up and she interrupts Candace Owens. And she's like, I don't like Charlie Kirk. I think he hates women because he interrupts them. And Candace Owens just slides up her hand. And the girl's like, yeah, go ahead. And she's like, you hate him because you think he, diminishes you and all this stuff and interrupts you. And she goes, yes. And she goes, but didn't you just interrupt me?
yeah.
And you see the girl's look on her.
She's just like,
oh, and then she goes, yeah, but it's different.
Yeah.
And that's the problem right there.
No, it's not.
It's not different.
And I feel like we're not. I guess this generation we're not taking responsibility.
No.
There's no responsibility ever.
Yeah.
It is either I did this, but it's your fault because you made me did that.
Right.
What happened to ownership? Because I grew up, like I said, my dad was in the military in Thailand and all that. So it's all about ownership, right?
Yeah.
Growing up, he always say, you make your own decision, you lay in your bed.
Live with it.
All right? You make your bed, you lay in it.
Yes.
He's like, this is always going to be, he's like, if you do the right thing, good consequences are going to come out.
Yeah.
You do the bad thing, bad consequences are going to come out.
Yeah.
But it's your choice.
Mm-hmm.
So I always grew up with that. I'm like, okay, if I'm going to go out, I'm going to drink tonight. If I drive, I could get a DUI, or I could kill somebody, or I could kill myself.
Right.
I'll just Uber.
Yeah.
That's why they created Uber. So to me, I feel like I have that sense of responsibility when I do something wrong or do something right. And now a lot of these kids or a lot of the generation that are so brainwashed,
yes,
they don't. It's crazy to me that they can't take responsibility.
Can I give you an example of that?
Yeah.
So there was a, I don't know if you heard about it, there was a race that had happened between a Camaro and a Mustang. And my heart goes out for both families before I even say this story. There was a race that was happening between a Camaro and a Mustang, I believe it was, or a Charger. I think it was a Mustang and a Camaro. They were racing down Shaw Avenue, from Bullard and Shaw to Herndon.
Okay.
Is that right? I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. My cross streets are all messed up. Palm and Shaw.
Okay.
To Palm and Herndon. It cuts through Bullard right there. Yeah. And there's that dinosaur, Foster Freeze, all that right? So they're cutting through, bro. At Sierra, a motorcycle cop is sitting right there.
Okay.
And they blaze through him, 120 miles an hour. The Mustang pulls over, right? But the Camaro kept going. Started to run.
Yeah.
20-year-old kid, 23-year-old kid. There was the kid, his sister. I'm sorry, the kid, his brother, and his sister. And then he's running, bro. Jacks it up to 140. Boom. And I'm talking about heading northbound on Palm. Gets to the intersection, bro, of Bullard.
Okay.
This guy in his truck with his sister, and I think two of their cousins, if I'm not mistaken. One of them survived. They're coming down, bro, Bullard Avenue, right?
Yeah.
He hits them, T-bones them, bro. Everybody dies.
Even the guy in
everybody
the Camaro?
dies, but the girl in the backseat of the truck. I'm sorry, she was in they were in a Fiat. They were in a Fiat.
Oh my God.
So this Camaro, bro, boom, it smacks him, T-bones him, right? From that intersection, bro, if you keep going down, if you're heading down Palm, this is Bullard.
Yeah.
If you keep going down Bullard, there's like that gym, Easy Eats or whatever there. And then a little bit past that, there's almost a school right there.
Yeah.
Right? There's a church. Probably see from here to maybe across the street, about that distance, okay?
Okay.
Smack the car. That Fiat, bro, got thrown from here to across the street over there, bro. Everybody died except for one person in that car.
Okay.
Everybody in the Camaro died. Boom. Everyone's dead. The Facebook explodes.
Yeah.
And do you know what they're saying?
What did they say?
It's the cop's fault for chasing the Camaro.
Oh my God.
He killed them. And again, my heart goes out to the family of... I can't even imagine getting a phone call.
Yo.
Like that, bro. And these people in the Fiat, they were just enjoying their night.
Yeah. They were just
going through a green light. And boom. I mean, lights out immediately, And that, a lot of people ask me, why do I do what I do too? In a moment, you never know, you're on the other side of eternity now.
Right.
And you better hope to God your belief system was right.
Right.
Like, that's just bottom line because, you know, I got some people say, you know, I'm going to come back as dirt. I'm going to come back as, you know, this, or I'm going to be nothing.
Yeah.
I'm like, so you think this whole great life and it's just done, huh?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I had another person tell me, you know, I think we came from a monkey. I said, man, you got more faith than I do. Mm-hmm. They said, why? I go, because if you think we fell into a big bang thing and we fell into the water turned into a molecule crawled out of the ocean it became a little tadpole
yeah.
grew some legs, walked into a tree, fell in the tree, jumped out of the tree,
yeah,
and boom, here we are. I go, you got more faith than my Jesus raising from the cross on the third day, you know?
Right?
Like, and it's just, in a drop of a hat, we could be faced with like what's on the other side of this, you know? And I couldn't believe, bro, going back to lawlessness, what you were talking about, that Facebook was exploding, blaming the officer on the bike for chasing the Camaro, for doing his job.
As a professional, getting paid for what he's doing.
Because you were saying that we don't want to take responsibility. And all those people dead
for one dumb mistake, for one.
What you were saying, and all of Facebook is blaming the cop.
That's so crazy.
That's where we're living right now.
Yeah.
This is Fresno, California right now. That we need, and that's where, bro, I'm so big on. We need reformation.
Yeah.
We need reform. We need to change some things. We need to change some ideologies. We need to change mindsets, everything. And I think that it starts with us people who have platforms that can go out and say, you know what? Think what you want, do what you want, be what you want.
Yes.
But is our moral compass off?
I think so.
You know?
I mean, don't get me wrong. There are still really great people.
100%.
That morals are in line.
Yeah.
It's more of the loud crowd that are making these big noise.
Yeah.
And are pushing people, and like you say, right, it is a identity crisis. And a lot of the people, because growing up, I knew that I was gonna be a man.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, but I'm confused. What am I gonna become?
Yeah.
Right. So, and like you say, when you don't know who you're gonna become, whoever
anybody molds you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and we all went through that period, do we not? Look at like you were saying, the generation. Look at high school.
Yeah.
You'll do whatever you got to do just to be somebody, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to be eating lunch in the bathroom.
Yeah. Or like, I'm gonna be cool. Yeah, I'm gonna be cool.
Mom, I need you to go buy me some J's. You don't wear Jordans. I wear Jordans now,
I wear
Mom.
Jordans now, yeah. or like, so afraid of becoming so different that you mold yourself into something that you're not supposed to become.
100%.
And me and my buddy will joke around all the time. We're like, oh, we're bullies growing up. Like, we're bullies. And that's a joke, but it is some truth to it, because I remember me being a bully, like making fun of people that I didn't feel real good, but to get confirmation from other people,
right? Yep.
To make me feel good.
Feel what's that word? I feel validation.
Validation,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And social media, it now is even exploding that. Huge, right? That's why they say a lot of younger girls are committing suicide now.
It's crazy.
Because of Instagram, social media, the bully on social media. And I was making a joke about this. I was like, if I had kids and my kids tell me that they're getting bullied on Facebook, I'm like, hey, turn it off. Guess what? You can't see it now. Right. If you can't see it, it can't hurt you. I was like, what's wrong with just turn it off? Turn it off.
Sue just helped me today. I actually had something happen to me yesterday, you know, because my face is kind of going different places, different circles and whatnot. And I had 3 people make 3 different fake Instagram accounts about me.
Oh, wow.
And I've never,
I love it.
I've never experienced this, bro. You know,
oh, really?
Like, oh, no. You know?
Oh, I love it when they do that to me. This is like it was like 3 months ago. That was like my 5th one. Oh, I love it.
Especially in the faith sector, you know, in the church and whatnot, you know, because, you know, we're here to help people.
That's true.
You know, we're preaching, we're leading and all that. You know, people are bringing their families. It's a safe place.
For me, I'm a clown, so.
No, but well, you know, one of the families hits me up and they're like, "Hey, my wife got sent this message, you know, and they're using your picture and blah blah blah." But it was just terrible, bro. Like, you know, F you. You don't need to come back to my church and blah blah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, just stuff like that, you know. I'm gonna F you up. I'm gonna F your kids and blah, blah, just going off, you know, just terrible stuff. And to me, you know, so on one hand, Sue, you know, we're just gonna be transparent up in here.
Yeah.
On one hand, you got the pastor Andrew,
yeah,
you know, that's like, you know, my like I said, my assistant pastor, love the dude to death. He's so kept me in this, you know. But my best friend, who's my assistant pastor, from 12 to his 20s was on meth and homeless.
Oh wow.
You know, and to look at the dude, you would never expect, and I'll show you a picture before I get out of here. You would never expect that this was this dude's lifestyle. Every time we go to Venice Beach, he's like, bro, I lived right there on the sand, you know, and it's just like, and now he's running my entire establishment.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
the whole
yeah.
thing, you know, and so it's like, but to look, you know, there's some people, you know, you can look at them like, oh yeah, I was homeless at one time. You can kind of see like, okay, I can still see, you know, this cat, you know, suited and booted, you know, you could never in a million years think that. And so he's like, all quick, you know, he's like, you know, you better just delete it, you know, because he knows there's the Bubba, you know, that's like, cartel, mafia, reading,
the
you
hood,
know, thug,
the hood me,
you know, like, I will kill you and raise you back from the dead, you know.
For me, I just keep it there. I just keep it there.
And it's like, and then I got all my family who's, you know, living this life.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just like, we'll make a call and we threw the green light on you in a heartbeat, you know, like you messing with the wrong pastor, you know. So I wanted to hit this joker up and be like, you know, hey, I ain't the dude, you know,
to be messing around with,
hiding behind the Instagram page right now, you know. And we were at Tacos Tijuana last night.
Oh wow!
Like around midnight when this happened. And I go, I'm at Tacos Tijuana. You can come through.
Yeah. Oh my God, I've done that so many times.
I'll send you a picture. I'll be sitting right here, you know.
Yeah.
And he looks at me. He's like, now listen, you a pastor, you know?
Yeah. He's like, you can't do that, all right? You cannot do that. I was like,
Lord, they are testing me right now, you know? Yeah. But it's funny that I agree with what you're saying, that this bullying on social media, because you know what it is? People can hide.
Yes.
That's what it is. You know, and I agree with you. If you got, all you who have kids out there, if you got kids who are battling this, man, like, get them off of it. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that kids are glued to this thing. Now, you know what I mean? Like, and this is just bottom line. Can we learn? I mean, bro, I learned so much off of YouTube.
Oh man,
I learned how to fix my motorcycle. I learned, you know, I learned how to build a picture frame and stuff. Like, I learned so much off there. But
I learned to shoot podcasts on YouTube.
Right, you know, like there's so much you can learn.
Yeah,
I'm totally not. I love it. But for kids, that could be so damaging.
Yep.
You know, so threatening, whether that be for their purity, whether that be for their mindset. And so it's like if stuff's like that happening, put a freaking book in their hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or I don't want to say it's kids too, like adult
or even adults, like
me, like, cause there's time where I'm like, dude, I'm just on my phone all day.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you gotta stop that.
Gotta turn it off.
Gotta turn it off, bro. You got to go to the gym.
Yes.
You better read your book as you promised. Go do something outdoor, right?
Yeah.
And
Lord, I'm gonna read my Bible today.
Yeah,
Instagram
right. So
4 hours later,
you're like, I'm reading my Bible. Yeah. And like going back to it, I don't feel. Yes, it is more damaging to the kids, but as adult as me, I feel myself. You know what's funny is that. Okay, so I saw this post on Instagram or Facebook is that when you go out and eat with your friend, right? Put down your phone and have a conversation, right? So, and I did that test, or I kind of just, me and my buddy, we all went out and eat one night, and I remember just sitting back and looking at all of us. We're on the phone. Everybody was on the phone.
It's tragic, isn't it?
Yeah, and I was like,
tragic.
What happened to it? What happened to us? Because and I don't like we don't see each other every day no more. Right. Because we all have lives. We have they have kids and all that. We have business.
I'll never forget that last day of school, walking off campus, looking back
dude.
I ain't never gonna walk back here.
Yeah, dude, it hurted me so much. I'm like, all my friends that I made, I was like, we're all gonna.
I think I lingered on the campus actually. I don't want to get away from what you're saying, but I remember lingering on the campus for like another hour, bro, thinking like, it never clicked. Like, I'm with these guys 5 days a week.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
And so,
for 8 hours for 5 years or 4 years.
Going to see, let's just say 100 people that you know, mess around with every day to what, 1, 2 best friends?
Yeah.
You know, that you barely see. So now to be 10 years later and we're all at dinner and
it was,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is a tragedy. So I sat back and I was like, hey, no. We're going to talk.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk. We're all gonna put our phone down. We're gonna talk. We haven't catch up. Like it's been like 2 weeks. Let's catch up. We're gonna have a beer. We're gonna eat. We're gonna
You should
enjoy.
do what I do with my friends. There's a rule. I mean, I teach all my staff this, that whenever you're in a meeting with somebody, your phone goes on vibrate and face down.
Yeah.
You know, it's an honor thing. But when you go out to eat with your friends,
mine's down. Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you go out to eat with your friends, put your phone down. First person that touches their phone pays the bill.
Oh yeah, I've been wanting to try that. Yeah. Yeah.
You so get free meals left and right.
Yeah. So after that, like me and my buddy, we were more conscious of like putting our phone down and engaging in each other. And that's one thing that hurted me the most because of the lockdown and all that is that we're not, because I'm so used to talking to people. I love engaging to people.
Yeah.
I love listening to their story. And I'm telling my story to them. And me and my buddy, we just started having that conversation. We're like, no, like, yeah, we do spend more time on the phone. Yeah. Let's put it away. Like my business partner, my buddy, he got off.
Is that the other guy sitting right?
Yeah.
Super cool cat.
Yeah, he got off his Facebook. He turned down his Facebook, his IG. Yeah. Deleted his Snapchat because he said that he felt like it was just taking too much time off his hand.
Wow, that's awesome.
And for me too, I told him, I'm like, I was like, because Instagram is all about capturing the fun moment, right?
Capture the moment. And
then sometimes you get so lost of like comparing your life to them.
Right. Which half the people on there are lying anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're miserable. I met so many people that are like, it's nothing like that. It's nothing like that.
I mean, I wish I could tell you how many people that I see on Instagram that I'm like, man, their life looks great. Yeah. But if I were to show you my inbox. Yeah. Hey, bub, can you pray for me? Can you pray for me? Yeah. Can you pray for me? Can you pray for me? And I'm just thinking like, your life looks great to people. Yeah. But you're dying inside. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think too, because of last year, how grateful I felt because a lot of people lost their job. 100%. And I had a job to go to. I made a promise to myself that at least once a week, I'm gonna sit back and count my blessings.
Yeah, just reflect.
Yeah, reflect on my blessing. Like, dude, you have a car.
Come on.
You have a house and you have an office.
Yeah, a dope office for all y'all who watching.
It's all right. It's small. It's small. I'm like, you have all these. You have all the love from your family, friends. Nobody, you never done anybody wrong. Nobody tried to do you wrong. I mean, there's a little setback that people may fake accounts of me. I feel bad for those people. Like for me,
crazy.
I'm like
haters.
I'm like, for me, like, I don't even want to call them a hater. I'm like, dude, you're hurt.
Yeah.
Like, come here, like, let's talk about it. Like, what?
What make you feel like they're making fake accounts about you because they actually admire you?
That's what I said.
Yes.
And I'm like, let me help you find yourself.
Yes.
Because I'm really into fashion, right? And I'm a big dude. Yeah. And a lot of big dudes don't have that confidence. No. And I'm like, bro, come on, let me help you.
Yeah.
It don't matter your
size.
Let me
teach you how to floss.
Yeah, I was like, it don't matter your size, your anything, right?
Yes.
Your income, nothing like that matters. We can go to the thrift shop. I can make you look fly.
And that's where it starts for everyone, right?
Yeah,
there,
right. I, mean? I started at Swap Meet. my mom bought me stuff at Swap Meet. Yeah. So I forgot where we were going. What were we talking about?
We're talking about Instagram people who.
Oh yeah. So
they're just wasting time on there.
Wasting time, and for me, like you said, I just lost my train of thoughts again. God damn. Yeah. Well, what the hell were we talking about? So Instagram. Sorry, Bubba.
No, you're good. Well, it's funny. Even when you were talking about that, I was just thinking, man, when it comes to social media and just all of that, it's funny to me. And if it's all right with you, I'm gonna throw a book recommendation out there.
Oh hell yeah!
All your, this book. Any of you entrepreneurs out there? It's an entrepreneur book.
Oh yeah, entrepreneur.
Got some over there?
Yeah.
I gotta bring it to you, man. Shit. I gotta bring it to you. The book's called Anti-Fragile.
Okay.
Bro, for some people, I'm gonna talk about outside of COVID, the sickness, disease, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But for some people in COVID, it was tragic because they lost their job, right?
Oh yeah. We'll talk about great being blessed.
Yeah. And for COVID, for me, bro, it was one of the best things that happened for my real estate stuff.
Yes.
I mean, bro, I've never had so much time to take off on my. I mean, we're looking at a job right now, a real estate contract, bro, with 14 units for $1.4 million. You know what I mean? And it's just like, and that all came out of the study work time during 2020 to where, excuse me, we could locate a deal, we could find a deal, all this. And it's like, for people who are trying to make passive income, it's like now you're making 6, 7, 8, 10 grand a month.
Yeah, yeah.
I call it mailbox money.
Yeah, yeah.
Check your mailbox. You gotta check in there. Tax free, you know. And so it's like crushing these big deals now. But this book that I found in the end of 2019 into 2020, it's called Anti-Fragile.
Okay.
And it talks about how everybody, and this book was written way before COVID, you know, but it's called Anti-Fragile for a reason, because everybody who thought their jobs were anti-fragile
okay.
were actually so fragile.
Yeah.
And those of us who are entrepreneurs, everyone's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Oh, wait a minute. Their jobs are actually like for me, bro, I wake up and I still get paid.
Yeah.
I take off all around and I still get paid. You know, like, and people are like, well, you know, if somebody tell me, like, you're just taking money from the church, bro. I believe I'm one of the few churches in Fresno that has never taken up a tithe and offering.
Yeah.
People tell me, like, you're just in it for the money. I said, my church is one of the only churches that doesn't ask for giving.
Yeah.
But yet people still give, you know? But I've developed things like I have a car detailing business. I got a real estate business. Like, I don't need the church to teach me how to get money. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah, I feel like those people that are tagging you don't even take the time to know you, right?
Not at all.
They're like, oh, you're rich because of this and that. Right. You take from this and that. Do you know that I wake up like 4 a.m?
You don't see me killing it at the gym?
You don't see me at 4 a.m. go to the gym so I can make time to my meetings and then go at night at like 9 to 12. I'm doing your preaching and all that.
Yeah.
You don't see my struggle, but you're so quick to tell me that I became something because I didn't work.
Yeah.
Because you saw like a little small clip of my life and
there's a lot of people who think that they'll see me traveling so much. I'm like, well, he's taking money from the church to do all this, you know, and I'm thinking, actually, no. Like, but you never asked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so
I don't know why, but for me, like when I see people succeed, it's so empowering to me. Especially people that grew up like me, like
makes me want to go do something.
Yeah, like poor, don't have a great family. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I have a great family, but it wasn't like the white family. You know what I'm saying?
We didn't come from money.
We didn't come from money at all.
No.
You know, you work your ass off and you trying to make something out of yourself, right?
100%.
So when I see people like that makes something out of themselves, I'm so fucking proud.
Yes, 100%.
And especially like my people, I'm like Suni Lee when she won the Olympic, the gold medalist.
Yeah.
I was fucking proud. And just people like a lot of people were like saying that she ain't shit and all that. I was like, bro, do you know how hard to become an Olympic runner?
Like when you're sitting on your couch judging her, she's up there with her gold medal.
Eating hot off your stomach, drinking your beer.
Yeah.
And you're judging her.
100%.
It just drives me nuts.
It's the ones that, this is what I learned too. It's the ones that don't do that are always the biggest critics.
Yes. Yeah.
The ones that don't do, you know, and so I tell people all the time, don't yell from the bank telling me how cold the water is.
Yeah.
Like if you ain't gonna jump in the water with us and tread water, then shut up.
Shut up.
You know what I mean?
Because you don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know.
No, not at all. Yeah, I'm sure even for you guys starting this thing, man, like there's a lot of days where you sit back thinking like, am I doing the right thing?
Oh, dude, that's like every day.
Like, is this gonna work? Is this gonna take off? Like,
that's every day, bro.
I can go watch Joe Rogan get an $800 million contract. You know, it's like, well, Lord, what about, you know, I'm trying to get like a little $400 contract. You know what I mean? It's like, but no, like when I heard that dude got $800 million for his podcast, bro.
With Spotify?
Come on. I said, why not me?
Yep.
Why not? Why not sue? Why can't we call it prophesying in the church, but I'm just going to prophesy, like talking to your future.
Yeah.
Why can't somebody give you the first $1 billion contract? Like if he got to 800 million, why can't your content do better?
Yeah.
Like my brain thinks like that. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, you know what, Lord, with my work ethic and your hand of blessing, there ain't nothing we can't do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the way my brain works, bro.
Okay.
And so it's like, nah, don't sit there and tell me I can't do something.
Yeah.
Don't sit there and tell me it ain't gonna happen or critique me. Like, you know what? All my critics, and I want all your viewers to remember this. All your critics are always behind you.
Always.
I'm sorry. There ain't never a critic in front of you.
Yeah.
Because the people in front of you are successful are like, come on, let's do it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Funny what you say about that, right? I remember this quote from Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan was like, do you think Michael Jordan looked at his Instagram post and felt bad for you?
Yeah.
No. Right. He's making millions of dollars every day. Do you think he's gonna...
Company's $1 billion company.
Yeah. I was like, do you think he's gonna care for your negative ideology review?
Not at all.
Oh, I hate that stitch. Oh, that stitch is that color is ugly. Oh no, he don't care.
Not at all.
Kevin Hart,
Two rips. Not at all.
Not at all. Like all these guys that are making moves and are helping people and inspiring people, they don't care.
No.
And like going back to that, I feel bad for the guy that are on the computer
sitting there writing trash.
Yeah, just trashing other people's success. And to me, I can't.
And you know what's sad? Some of those people don't even want help.
A lot of them don't.
You know,
because in their mind, they think that they're doing the right thing.
100%. Because to me, I'm like, you writing this about a pastor.
Yeah.
Like, even if you were 100% correct, there ain't nothing in you that doesn't get checked off.
Yeah.
You know, like.
How about R. Kelly? How about you make a fake picture of R. Kelly?
Peeing on people, you know what I mean?
Peeing on people. Marrying my future wife. I'm sorry, Aaliyah. Rest in peace. I love you so much. Oh.
He said marry my future wife.
Yeah. And Aaliyah was underage.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How about Bill Cosby?
Crazy.
Don't get me wrong. I freaking love Bill Cosby. Not Bill Cosby. The actor.
The show. Yeah.
The show.
Well, I thought that same thing about. I was like, no, not my castaway, Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
I heard Tom Hanks might be caught up in a bunch of trash. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, like
it hurts, man.
Crazy.
It hurts. And I'm like, dude, why don't you guys? Don't get me wrong. Like there are cases that Me Too, whatever, all these little cases that are not relevant, but there are predator out there. Why don't you?
100%. Let me give you one. What's his name? Oh my gosh. Bill Clinton.
Yeah. What happened to Bill Clinton? No. How about never Bill Clinton?
I'm sorry. I don't know if he was trying to wind this thing down. We just opened up a whole nother can.
No. How about Joe Biden? You see those clip where he was like sniffing these little kids, these little girls'
15
hair?
15 of them.
And, or like his hand placement on there. I was like,
no, bro. He was grabbing like, full on an 8-year-old's boob.
Anybody do that to my daughter? Bro. God, I'm sorry.
Crazy. No, click, clack.
God, I'm sorry. But you gonna see him.
Yeah, right.
You gonna see him real soon.
You gonna be judging him, right?
You gonna be judging.
You know, Lord, I'm gonna arrange that meeting for you right there.
Real quick.
That's the craziness to me, man. I'm like, okay, so I have just did my 3rd school now, right?
Yeah. Let's talk about that. Yeah, you open schools.
Yeah, so I'm graduating 30 students.
Congratulations, man.
It's cool.
Dude, you made me feel like I ain't doing nothing with my life. I'm such a piece of shit.
No, bro. Look, this was cool. You doing the thing that I haven't even got to do yet. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but
super dope to me, bro.
Thank you.
Next time I'll be bringing you on my podcast.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But yeah, no, it's cool, man. You know, where we whether they want to be in because we call them mountains or spheres or kingdoms, whether about you want to go into the media realm, you want to go into the school sector, you want to go into the government sector, we don't need more pastors and preachers, bro. You know how many churches we have in Fresno?
I had no idea.
600. 600.
No way.
600. And you know what I said? This is why a lot of pastors get pissed at me because I'm about to say what I say from. That's why I love that God gave me my own stage, so I could just say like on what you want to say. You know?
I say whatever.
Hey, you don't like it? Turn the channel. You know.
Like I said, turn it off.
Right. And so on my stage, I tell people, if the church is doing the right thing, then why haven't we won Fresno yet? Why is the divorce rate in the church 60%, just like the divorce rate at 59% in the world? People who don't know God, like, so if we're doing 60%, why is it that the fatherlessness? I'm right there with you, right? The fatherlessness in Fresno just as bad as every other city and state. Like the crime rate, you know, and it's just I can go on and on and on. So we don't need more pastors. What we need pastors to train individuals to go attack these spheres, these mountains. So I don't need someone in my kid's classroom telling them that pedophilia is okay. And I can bark and I can Facebook holler and I can keyboard warrior that thing all day long, or I can launch a school that says, you know what, hey, I'm looking for who has a heart I have 3 teachers, 3 different school districts that are teachers in my. I got a broker in there that's one of my students. I got 3 teachers that are their students. I got an Army vet in there. I mean, it's just full on spectrum, right? But to the 3 teachers, I tell them, I said, hey, what's your inspiration? What's your goal? You know, is it just teaching, which is not bad because that's
Yeah.
awesome. But what would it look like for you to be a superintendent? What would it look like for you to be a principal? To actually carry some weight in the school system?
Yeah.
What would it be like? I had somebody who was coming through my church that they got a degree, bro. They had a doctorate that they would write the curriculum for elementary schools.
Oh, wow.
And so, see, that's what I'm talking about
Yeah.
right there. To where that's where you make change at that level. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, how do I get that in every other sphere now? How do I raise up, we call them sons and daughters. How do I raise up sons and daughters to go be in, you know that there is not one charismatic, so they would call me a charismatic Christianity, right?
Okay.
Do you know there is not one charismatic Christian Bible-believing individual in the Supreme Court? So there's either Catholicism, I believe that there's what's her name? Amy, I forgot her last name. AB, the one who just got the seat, the last one that Trump just gave a seat to.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Amy something. Her name's slipped my
When you
brain.
say Amy, I was thinking about Amy Schumer. I was thinking about my good.
Right. But there isn't one who sits on those levels. Trump is the first president that actually claims Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. There hasn't been one now you got Biden that says I'm Catholic.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the Pope and a lot of the Roman, a lot of the Catholicism bishops are getting mad at him. The ones who raise him up that says, if you're Catholic, what part of abortion is Catholicism?
Oh.
You know, so it's like you got these people, and I understand it because I teach my leaders that if you want to be a man like Sue, if you want to be a man of character,
Yeah.
then what's terrible is you can't be a popular man.
Yeah.
Because we can't be popular and have character.
You can't.
You see
That's
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so if you want it now, you can be a man of character and be
Yes.
popular amongst those who are full of character.
Yes.
But if you want popularity, bro, you selling me out, you
Yep.
selling this person out, and it's
Yep.
like, I'm just going to climb that ladder. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
I'm going to do whatever it takes.
whatever it takes. So
I'm going to say whatever it takes.
so you can't have integrity and character
Yeah.
and have popularity.
That's
But
correct.
you can have character and integrity and be popular amongst those who have character and integrity.
That's correct.
Does that make sense?
That makes
And so
that makes super
this
sense.
school that I got, bro, you know, it's through my church, and we launch people out, whether it be missionaries, teachers, doctors, I want to see so many people, bro, that are Bible believing, like you're saying, almost have that conservative, because a lot of conservatives lean towards Bible beliefs, whether or not they're Christianity or not, you know, or whether or not they're Christian or not. But I want to see people, bro, that are leaving my school, leaving my church, and they're getting in these mountains, you know what I mean? Like, they're getting into the news mountain. They're getting into the government sphere. They're getting into the school system. And this is where I think we're going to see change for our city, not just, let me go start another church. Let me go start another church. Let me go start. I'm doing the church thing, you know, and it's like, and it's cool. I mean, you've seen we're doing a lot of big things in the city.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Post an event and 2,000 people will come out, you know, and we'll do another event.
Yeah,
You know what
I seen one of the event that you did out of state. I forgot. I think it was like DC or somewhere.
Oh, yeah, that was last week, so I just got back.
Last week, right? And then and you guys were like outside, and I was like, "That's a party I want to be at."
Yeah, you know, I think I couldn't even tell you. Maybe 20,000 plus people are out there.
Wow.
You know, and then a lot of the senators were out there. Trump actually did a video for us out there.
Oh, wow.
The whole nine, you know, like,
Yeah.
And just getting behind, because it's not even about a party anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, and to hear him say that, I love to hear him say that, because now it's about what's happening to America.
Yeah.
Because soon, Sue, it won't matter if you're Christian, Catholic,
Shaman, nothing.
It won't matter what you are, because soon we're all going to be in this little box, and they're going to be like, hey, listen, all y'all believe the same way, so get in that box right there.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, at that point, you know, we could have been making changes through Reformation way before that.
Well,
way before that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's like they say, kill a man by 1,000 cuts, right?
Right.
I believe that because I'll tell them that America is the greatest country on earth, but we could fall one day. And a lot of people was like, no, that can't happen.
Crazy.
That can't. I was like, look at Rome.
Greatest.
Look at Rome, the greatest. And they fell. Look at Egyptian.
Mm-hmm.
It failed.
Yeah.
Like,
and
for me,
Egypt was the highest form.
The highest.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm like, for us, if we don't want to fall to that, we have to learn history.
Yeah.
Like they say, a good man learn his own mistake.
Mm-hmm.
A wise man learn from other mistake.
You reading you quoting my favorite book right now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, I live in that. I'm like, for us not to fail.
Yes.
And to be the greatest country on earth, we have to learn our history. And now,
right.
And I'm gonna quote one more time. Sorry.
Yeah. No, go for it.
They say, a hard time No. Strong man's make good time. Good time make. Oh shit! I'm sorry. Strong man's make good time. Good time make weak man's or something like that, right? And it's just a circle of like. Now that we're so powerful and because of the brave men and women that protect us, we have become so soft,
big time.
And I feel like that's what happened to Rome and all that. Is that they were so powerful at one time, and then everybody just got soft and
crazy.
I'm sorry to say this, but it's in our human DNA to conquer.
Yes.
So once somebody, a country out there, China, see that we're weak, I'm sorry, but they, as a human, as a human, as something, I don't know how to explain it, but they're gonna come and exploit and take over. It's just
you know what a lot of people. You know what a lot of people don't even realize is that's happening already. If you look at, and you can again, you can Google. We got to get you a screen right here. So that way, our TV screen.
Me and my buddy, we've been doing. We've been talking about that.
So
we can pull up that.
That ain't true.
Yeah,
Get another screen over here with all their comments. Like, that ain't true. Clack.
Yeah.
Little touch screen, right? If you look at Hollywood.
Yeah.
Go look at Hollywood. There's three major owners of Hollywood, or three major productions in Hollywood.
Okay.
Do you know who owns 2 of the 3 now?
No.
China.
Oh yeah, that's very true.
China
Correct.
owns 2 of the 3, and here's what's crazy. If you look at every major movie when China's involved, so take the movie 2021.
Yeah.
The movie when the world ends.
Yeah.
Who's the savior?
China.
I
didn't even notice that.
And China, if you look at all the movies, Universal and all them are not allowed to make movies where China's the bad guy.
Oh, wow.
Crazy. You go look at all these movies that are coming out right now. China's either always the good guy or there's nothing bad said about China. Super crazy.
That's crazy.
And so when you're talking about coming and taking over America, you know, don't get me wrong. We did just arm Taliban to the hilt right now. I saw this.
I would love to have a tank, Mr. Biden. Please. Or a Halo. I'll take a Halo. All right.
You don't give them fully automatics. We can't even give us, a 15-round mag, right?
Right.
I saw this sign, and it was on social media. It was in Pennsylvania, and it said, Biden making Taliban great again.
Yeah. I saw some of that, yeah.
But it's this war of taking over for America. I don't believe... I believe people like Taliban, they don't care. They'll come over here and they're just going to try to do what they do, right? And I think that it was the biggest slap in the face to 9/11 tribute that I've ever seen, ever. So that's the way they do things, though, right? And so, but when you look at Taliban's not going to take over America.
Yeah.
They're going to be used as a pawn to get someone like China in.
Oh, China's already making a deal with Taliban. I'm sorry. They already did. If y'all don't know, my viewers, y'all don't know.
Educating them right now, right?
Yeah. Go jump on CNN. They're talking about it right now. Yeah, and CNN, 100%. Fox. There's an article that written right now because of Afghanistan rich soil.
So can I throw a what do I call this? I know what I call it in my sphere. In my sphere, we call it it's the same here. It's like a speculation.
Okay.
I'm gonna speculate real quick. So China covers for Biden, right, during his campaign.
I mean, they're the one who funded him.
Right, and fund it, right?
Yeah.
So watch this. Biden, you need to pay us back. Okay, how? We don't have the arms to fund our partners.
Yeah.
Taliban. So when you become president, you fund them.
Yeah.
You want to pay us off our debt to help you get in there?
Yeah.
Fund them.
Fund them.
They get all that arsenal. 2 weeks later, an article comes out that China and Taliban are doing business together.
Yep.
So what I'm saying is that when you look at this war of happening in America through China, their war is real estate. Their war is let's take over the major real estates of America.
It is.
You see what I'm saying? And so when I look at that, bro, it's people who our generation that say, I don't care.
Yeah.
Who cares? Blah blah, all this nonsense. Bro, so I go real quick, Sue. I don't know how long you want to go with this, bro, but I'll talk as long as you say to go, right?
Keep going.
I get the privilege and honor to go to all these countries.
Yeah.
Bro, I've been, I don't even know how many countries I've been to now. And I walk in all these different countries, and I love to say, I love America. I love that I get to come home. And it's home. It's free.
Yeah.
I despise that I'm coming home, and I feel like I'm still in a third world country. You hear what I'm saying?
That's the word, yeah.
And so I get to sit down, and I don't get to say some of their names, but I get to sit down with some of these. I was in the Philippines, and I sat down with some of these generals, bro. one of my leaders is the Secretary of Defense of the Philippines.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm sitting at this table. And
he's up there.
I'm gonna brag for him. Like,
hold on. I gotta ask you a question before you go. Sorry. Have you met Manny Pacquiao?
Oh yeah.
No way.
So for his A1 fighter, I did the prayer into the meeting right here at the State Mart Center for him.
Oh really? Oh, dude, all my boys at work, they gonna get so jealous.
Yeah. Tell them to come through. We'll do a Facebook call.
yeah. All my Philippine.
No, it was cool.
Yeah, I work with a lot of
If you go on my Instagram, actually, you'll see me with his name is Alkenis or Alkenhas or something like that.
Okay.
He's Manny Pacquiao's boy. And
oh,
so,
really?
Yeah. Really
Holy
cool.
moly.
So, and that's the cool thing about my life, bro. I get to sit back and I'm just like, Lord,
I'm blessed.
Dang, God, like, I tell my best friend this all the time. I told him this yesterday, actually. I was like, bro, we were flying in from D.C. and I go, bro, we have a dope life, man.
Yeah.
Like, I was going to go be a cop, which is awesome. But bro, I'm so glad I didn't do the cop thing. My plan, right?
Yeah.
So what I say, the Bible says there's man's plans,
but
it's God who directs them, right? And so it's like, I'm so glad I said yes to God's plan for my life instead of what I wanted to do. So anyway, so I'm sitting at this table with all these generals, bro. And I mean, and we are in an ISIS war zone. So when I go overseas, that's where we're at. So all these Syrians came in,
I seen the Vice documentary about the ISIS in Philippines.
It's crazy. Bro, I walked into a city and it's smoking. I thought the trees were on fire. The city was on fire. They just had bombed it. There was a war zone last night there. And I'm a California boy, So I'm like, I don't got a Glock on me. So I looked over at they had a platoon with it. I think there was over 300 people, part of the Philippine army that was rolling with us, right?
Okay.
And so I'm walking through the mall one day. It's a fun little story. I'm walking through the mall one day and I see these two Philippine Marines walking about 50 paces back. We're going to a store. They're outside the store. Going to another. I'm like, wow, I think these people are following me.
Yeah.
Walking to another. Boom. I go to Starbucks and I sit down outside the Starbucks. I sit down out there. And they come. I go, hey. I go, are you following me? They go, we sure are, Andrew. And I was like, how do you know me? He goes, Mike, which is my leader.
Okay.
Mike sent us to come make sure you're good. And I'm like, why? What's up? They come and sit at the table. They say, well, there was a bomb threat at this mall today. I said, what?
Holy moly.
I said, what do you mean? I said, you could have told me that 2 stores ago. They go, no, we wanted to make sure you're okay because the threat's Americans. I go, I'm an American.
Yeah.
And so it's so much, it's just fun stuff like that over there. So we go into this.
Oh, I get so pumped. I'm like, give me a Glock.
No, so when we were up in the mountains there was guerrillas, ISIS, and then the army that we were rolling with. We're sitting at this table, and I'm just kind of sitting back, and I'm like, this is the real deal.
Yeah.
Like, this is what you see in movies happen. Like, this general talking to this guerrilla leader, talking to this ISIS leader, bro. And then there's a Muslim leader who's sitting next to me. And if I don't say something about the Quran good, they're going to take my head. And the pastor was coming in. He's like, hey, do you know anything about the Quran? And I was like, I know 1 or 2 things about it. They go, well, their belief system is if you don't say something, they will take off your head. I go, well, then Bubba ain't preaching in the ISIS village today,
Yeah.
And my pastor, she's bad cat, bro. She's like in her 60s, and she's like, no, you will preach, And I'm like, Bubba will not preach.
Yeah.
She's like, no, but you will preach. Jesus will be with you. I go, Jesus is back in California.
Jesus is in California. I'm sorry. I don't feel Jesus is there.
I said my American blood, not Filipino.
Yeah.
And so it was fun, but so we're sitting there, man, and the generals, bro. This was the question, bro, that they give me.
Okay.
They look at me and they go, we have a question for the American. Mm-hmm. And I'm no representative of.
Yeah.
I ain't there as no ambassador or anything like that, I'm just there. I'm the faith sector. So I'm there. We were helping the Muslim guy is actually transforming his Muslim community into a Christian community.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But we're teaching him how to keep his Muslim belief systems, his traditions, right? Mm-hmm. So we teach people like your traditions are okay. It gets murky ground when you start getting into the spiritual side of the tradition. So if you want to keep eating the same thing, just keep eating the same thing. But when you offer it to idols, now you're in trouble.
Okay.
And so they're transforming their whole thing, and we're sending a bunch of them to college, all this stuff. So they're right there, and they're like, "Hey, we have a question for you." They said, "What happened to America?" This is what guerrilla, ISIS, Filipino Secretary of Defense, and the head general, bro. What happened to America? And I said, "What do you mean? What happened to America?" They said, "No one's afraid of you anymore."
Broke my heart,
bro. This isn't. Our opinion.
Yeah.
These are men with authority.
Yes.
And I go, what do you mean? And they go, yeah, ever since Biden got in control, there's a lot of talk that people just aren't afraid of America anymore.
Yeah.
And they look at me and they said, you guys need Trump back. And I said, why do you say that? And they said, because everyone feared him.
Everyone. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm on both sides.
To all the viewers,
but
I ain't a Trump supporter, I ain't a Biden supporter.
Yeah.
What I am a supporter of is America being protected.
Yes.
And if we have world leaders out there saying we fear
that
guy when he was in charge of America, that's what keeps us safe.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Because, I mean, if you talking about that right now, you look at Russia, they're planning to take over,
That's crazy.
what's that? Oh, my God. I forgot what that country. I'm sorry. Lost it. And China is trying to take Taiwan right now. And they're being bolder.
Crazy.
They didn't do that when Trump was here.
Well, because they're watching a guy bomb a car with kids in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard.
That's nuts.
And one thing's crazy that
and nobody wants to talk about that.
CNN was like,
nobody wants to talk about that.
Yeah.
Bombed a teacher. What was he? A teacher's aide, and they believe there might have been a child in the car.
Might be a child in the car.
I haven't seen that. If Trump would have done that.
Oh.
And again, viewers, I'm not a Trump supporter.
Impeaching.
Oh, bro. They're still trying to do impeachment.
No, I was like,
the dude.
The man is out of office. God damn it.
I was so weak because there was a news anchor. He goes, you know, when it comes to President Trump, he goes, we just need him back, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, and you know, Biden. And I go, wait a minute. You just called Trump President Trump and you call Biden.
See, like for me, both of them are my president. If you're in office, I don't care how dirty it is. You're my president.
Right.
I'm sorry, but there might be things that I don't like. I dislike a lot about Biden, but he is still my president.
And that's what I teach my people, bro. Like I have to pray for Biden regardless.
Yeah.
Because the Bible tells me to honor that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I think he have Alzheimer's.
Yeah, he did.
I work in the medical field. I seen it.
Bro.
Like, oh my Lord. I'm like, dude, it's my profession.
You're right.
I don't want to. I can't diagnose him. I'm not a doctor, but
no, 100%.
I can see
100%.
red flags. I can see red flags. Cause I guess he had like 3 open brain surgery, whatever.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he had like 3 or 2, one of those. And
but it's sad to me because the dude can't even form a sentence anymore.
Yeah, you can,
not at all.
Yeah, the stutter, the train of
and
thoughts.
People can go see, bro. It's you know in a good way. Everything's collapsing.
Mm-hmm.
Biden's whole thing, they're getting mad at him. If you notice, Kamala's not on the scene anymore. They're actually trying to get rid of her undercover. So they sent her off to Guatemala. There was some release that I got. I have to send it to you. There was some release that I got that their entire party is actually mad at Kamala. Because you got to remember, Kamala and Biden are not friends.
No, they hate each other.
Right.
I remember with the president debate, they were...
She called him a racist.
Yeah.
Right.
And then like a couple months later, they're like, hugging each other.
I
love you.
If you go back and look, you won't find Kamala. So a lot of people don't know this. The vice president is supposed to do a briefing every so often since he or she takes office, right? And so since Kamala's taken office, I don't know if she's done one by herself. You can go back and look at that. You can double check that. For all you guys can go double check that. But I don't think she's done one by herself. Yeah. And the reason that being is because they don't want her to speak without anyone there, because every time she speaks, she goes totally against what Biden's saying. Crazy. You go back and look at the narrative of what they're both saying, and they're both saying completely different things. And so it's just it's I call it spaghetti, bro.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
It's starting to show that that the Biden's party
crumbling.
Yeah, it's crumbling.
Well, in the church, we say something. There's a word we have, bro. It's called grace. And grace is God's empowerment and strength to do what He's called you to do. Yeah. Right? So for you to do this, there's a grace on you to do this. Bro. Yeah. Like to where you ever see people that are like, hey man, Sue, like I want to try that, and they try it, but nothing takes off, right?
Yeah,
like, it's because there's no grace, bro. Like God has not touched them to do that. Whereas for you, it comes so easy. Like it's just like, hey, this is what I do, you know. And look at this, bro. You got your own place here. That's a grace that God's like, you know what? I'm going to touch Sue's life right there on that right there. Okay. When there's no grace, there's no strength. When there's no strength, have you ever tried to lift up 400 pounds on a bench press?
Never, but I'll deadlift for it, yeah.
So what's the most you've ever bench press?
Bench press 225.
What would happen if I put 335 on there?
That ain't gonna happen.
So if I picked it up and then let it go, what's gonna do?
Oh, it's gonna come straight down.
So that's grace. That's a picture of grace. Okay?
Yeah.
So grace is your arms being strengthened enough to pick up the 235 or 240, 285 or whatever.
225.
225.
Yeah, I have a weak chest. Don't want to put it out there, but yeah, that's my weak.
That's stronger than mine, bro. Yeah. So that's your grace. Without that, you can't lift that. Mm-hmm. So because, this is what we say in the church, bro. So because it was stolen, there's no grace. So what's happening? It's falling, bro.
It's falling,
and it's crushing all of them. Why is it crushing all of them? Because they all thought they had bro, I don't care what any religion says.
Yeah.
To be in any position of authority like that, whatever religion you believe, you got to believe that the head of your religion has grace to you to put you in that position. Yeah. So because I'm a Christian, we say, we believe that God elects and appoints every world leader there, right? Yeah. And he puts a grace on. Now, God can't force somebody to be a good leader. Yeah. God could just give you the grace to be the leader. Yes, right? yes. So for me, I'm a pastor, but God gives me the grace to be a pastor, but God's not checking every decision that I do and saying, oh, you're not going to, same thing with being a president. So, but because that was stolen, there's no grace. And because there's no grace,
everything just crumbles.
It's crumbling, bro. Same thing. I see it in the church world all the time. Some people start churches, bro. They'll start in their living room. They'll hear my story. And they're like, I'm going to go start. Hey, bub, can you help me? I go, yeah, for sure. And I'll say, let me pray first. Yeah. Why am I praying? I'm asking one question to the Lord. I say, Lord, did you give them a grace to start this? Or are they just doing it just because they think it's a good idea? Mm-hmm. And I'll be like, hey, bro, I was praying and I just feel like God told me. Now, you do whatever God, because I say it like this, your success in life is based off of your ability to hear the Lord and obey it. Okay. See what I'm saying there? So for all my leaders, your success in life is based off of your ability to hear God and then obey. Go do it, right? So if God tells me, build a podcast, my success in life, I heard him say start a podcast, and then I'm going to start do it. I go do it, and then boom, I got success. So I tell people, man, I feel like God told me that I don't know if you're supposed to do that. Like, and I'm your friend, so I'm just telling you this is what I felt. You know? But you say you heard. So your success will be based off your ability to hear and to do. Yeah. So when they go try to do, a better example, I had a leader tell me, hey, Bubba, I got to go start a business. I said, if in 3 months there's no fruit on the vine, come back to the tree where you're planted. Come back here. Come back to this garden, which is our church, right? I didn't tell them no. I'm not their ear. I'm not their parent, right? Yeah. But I said, if there's no fruit on the vine, come back to the garden. Yeah. Right? He was back in like 2 weeks, bro. He was like, Bub, it all fell apart. Yeah. And I looked at myself, there was no grace. Yeah. So what's happening in the political realm? There's just no grace.
No grace at all.
No grace for that, no. God hasn't touched that. God will allow it.
Yeah.
But God didn't touch it. Right. It's like you saying, bro, like telling your buddy, hey, use the podcast. I'm gonna go out of the country for 2 weeks. Yeah. Podcast, bro, do whatever you want, blah, blah, blah. You've graced him to do whatever he wants. Yeah. But imagine being 2 weeks out of the country and you get on your podcast and you're like, what the heck?
You haven't posted shit.
or he comes in here and he totally changes the what's going through this microphone.
Yeah.
See, that's a constituent. So a constituent will be with you because they're with you're for. But the minute you change what you're for, they're no longer with you anymore. So Sue will have confidants, constituents, and comrades near him. And you've probably seen these people throughout your life, Sue. Like, your comrades are the people who are against what you're against, so they're for you. Yeah. They're against what you're against, so they're for you. Yep. But the minute you don't have anything to be against anymore, now they're against you.
Okay.
Like, all of a sudden, they're following you, bro. They're good. You're starting your podcast, and then all of a sudden, now they're talking about you. That's comrade. Constituent is I'm for what you're for. Yeah. But the minute you change what you're for, we ain't friends.
We ain't friends no more.
Right,
yeah. Yeah.
So, you can have 3 buddies in here like, hey, guys, we're going to talk about politics. Yeah. Then one day you come in here like, you know what, guys, we're not going to talk about politics anymore. Yeah, I'm feeling like, we need to talk about nutrition. Yeah. And all of a sudden they're gone. But you thought, like, guys, I thought you were my boys. Yeah. You ever have people like that bounced on you? Yep. That's and those hurt because constituents, we think we're confidants. So a confidant, bro, fits in that circle of your life right there. Yeah. You're a rich individual if you have five confidants in your entire life. Yeah. So like my boy who rolls with me, bro, he's been through the thick, the thin. He's seen my absolute worst. Yeah. And my absolute best. He's a confidant to me. Yeah. I know he has my back beyond a shadow of a doubt. You know what I mean? Yep. That's a confidant, bro. Somebody who's for what you're for. Yeah. I'm sorry. Somebody who's for you. Okay. They ain't for the podcast. If you say we're closing the podcast, we're going to do some fishing, they're like, let's go do it. Yeah. Because I'm for suit. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Correct. And me and my buddy, ours is a little bit different, but we do say that we're like, in life, there's okay, so I'll say the people that I surrounded with, those are like brothers to me. Yeah. Like, we're brothers through thick and thin. We know each other's heart, no matter what the hell happened. Like, if you lose your job and your family need to be shelter and all that, come on, you come to my house. Yeah. No judgment, no nothing. We're helping. And then there's people that come to your life to give you to come in and leave and give you a experience and to know things. So
come leave a mark on you.
Leave a mark and goes away, right? And like you said, there are people who come in. You think that it's gonna be like, oh, this is my person, right?
My ride or die.
My ride or die. And I'm not just talking about like friendship or anything. Right. I'm talking about relationship, any relationship, right?
Yes.
It hurts the most because you're like, man, I thought you were like my ride or die, but I guess not. Yeah.
And you know what I tell my leaders when that happens? This is you ever go to the doctor and they give you like a tiny little Tylenol pill, right?
Yeah.
And then you go to the doctor and they give you like that horse pill. You're like, how in the world am I supposed to swallow this thing?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
This is one of those horse pills for all you viewers out there, so get ready. Whenever a constituent or comrade hurts you, it is always your fault. And people are like, what do you mean? When I tell my leaders, like, what do you mean, Pastor Andrew? I said, it's your fault because you thought they were a confidant.
Okay, yeah.
Let the constituent into a place that's only allowed for confidants.
Yeah.
So when the constituent acted like a constituent or the comrade acted like a comrade, it hurts you.
Yes.
And what we do is we get pissed at them.
Yeah, we do.
Right? But
we're blaming them. We're like,
I heard a story. I forgot where I heard this, but it's stuck with me for years. So there was a frog and a scorpion next to a river.
Oh, okay.
You heard this?
I heard that. Yeah.
And he says, the scorpion tells the frog, take me across the river. He says, I can't because you're gonna kill me.
Yeah.
You're my natural enemy.
Yeah.
He said, no, I promise. I gotta get to the other side, so I promise I won't sting you. Halfway through across the river, frog feels a sting in his back.
Yeah.
Frog looks up at him and says, why'd you do that? Now we're both gonna die.
Yeah.
Right? He said, I couldn't help it. It's my nature.
It's my nature.
Constituents and comrades, it's their nature to be a constituent comrade.
Yeah.
And so we have to be so careful with who are we letting into our inner circle, and are they confidants?
Yeah.
Are they for me? Not what I'm doing, not how much money I got, not for the look, not for the Instagram, you know, none of that garbage. Like,
none of that don't matter.
Don't matter. And I run into this all the time. I run people, you know, they'll see like, Bob, God has graced me right now with running with people who are very big deals in faith. So like Sean Floyd and just Papa Che, Bill Johnson, these are a lot of big names. And I find myself at these tables with these people. I'm like, whoa. But then I'll get phone calls. People like, hey, bro, like I want to roll with you, man. You know, and it's just like, no, you saw the Instagram pic where I was sitting with Sean, or I was sitting with Bill, or I was sitting, you know what I mean? And it's like, and you got to be quick, because if not, it's like, you know, what happens if it's like, you know, I'm going to bring Sue onto my podcast, and I know 20,000 people are going to watch Sue, and it's like, and I know when Sue releases that he has a podcast.
Yeah.
20,000 people are going to go check out that. So Sue's numbers went from 5,000. How many people you got following you?
Little, like probably like 200.
Boom. So you got, Sue's going to go from 200 to 20,000 in 1 hour.
Yeah.
20,000 people are going to tune in to watch Sue.
Yeah.
And is Sue using me? See, we don't think like this. Like, I think like, oh, Sue, come on down, man. It's cool, you know. But it's like, I mean, you my boy, so it's like, bring your whole crew, you know.
Yeah, that's.
But we don't think like that with people, you know what I mean? Like, are they just using us? Does that make sense?
Yeah, like for me, like starting the podcast, like you said, right?
And shout out to 200 people. That's dope.
I don't like me and my buddy. We're not doing this to like get validation and to do. We're doing this because we want to. I guess because we love talking, we just love to tell them our experience,
and it shows, bro. That's the whole reason. When I saw your podcast, I'm like, all right, God, like this guy, like your podcast, bro, is so real.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
we get that.
It's genuine, bro.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, it's funny, like like you say.
That's why I said your guy, right? I'm like, this guy
he's
fucking so dope.
Dude. And one thing was so crazy is that he used to be so shy.
Really?
Yeah, that's you remember Michael, Little Mike. If you see a picture, you probably remember him.
Yeah.
But that's his older brother. But because me and Michael, we grew up, we were like dancer and all that, so we were never really that shy. But his older brother, the one I'm working with right now, he was always like the shyer guy.
That's like so funny.
Yeah, and then like after like 3 months in, like I kind of like just forced him. I'm like, bro, you got to do a podcast because he just broke up with his girl. This 10-year relationship. I'm like, dude, just jump on the podcast. I was like, yeah, so much experience. I was like, we're gonna talk about relationship.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna help like little like guys become men.
Yeah.
Let's just kind of show them the way, and we talk about our experience. And now he's like full on just on the podcast.
Bro.
Yeah,
amazing.
He's amazing, and I can see the growth from where he's at to where he's from now. And I'm like, dude, we can do whatever we want.
You do the same thing I do, bro. You took somebody, and watch this. You helped him find his grace.
Yeah.
dude lit up like a freaking firecracker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he is.
And it's like, so, and not to circle all the way back, but now imagine if we could do that with the next generation. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if I could do that with the kids, the youth, the college, and then the adults, bro, we'd be killing it in America. You know what I mean?
You're talking about that. It brought me back to this. I remember as a kid, one of my teachers in elementary, she was like, what do you want to be? Who do you want to become? I remember telling her, I was like, I want to be like, oh my God. Who's that dude that play, Ace Ventura.
Yeah. Liar.
Liar.
All your.
Oh my God.
They're saying his name right now.
I'm so sorry.
I can't believe I'm drawing a blank.
I'm blanking right now. Jim Carrey. Sorry. Jim Carrey. I remember.
If you ever see this podcast.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No disrespect.
No disrespect. I love you, Jim Carrey. I remember telling my teacher, I was like, I wanna be like Jim Carrey. She's like, why? I just thought about this like probably like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to make people laugh.
Yeah.
So when me and my buddy started doing this podcast, and how much of a goofball I am, I was like, I remember telling myself, it don't matter if I touch one life or 1,000 million life. If I can make one person laugh and enjoy the day and it changed their mood,
yes,
I did my part.
It's a win.
Yeah, it's a win for me.
Yeah,
I don't care if I'm getting paid. Like me and my buddy, we don't have to come do this. Twice a week. You know, we're not getting paid.
Twice a week.
Yeah, we do it twice a week.
That's awesome.
I was like,
hey, y'all need to support this channel right here, man.
Hey, I was like, we're not getting paid for this.
Yeah,
we're not getting endorsement from other brands and all that. I was like, we're doing this because we love it.
Yeah.
We love talking. We love interacting with people. And like I say, because of the COVID thing happened, we haven't bring in guests. But since now everybody like have their vaccine and all that, I'm like, yo, it's time to get back on the podcast. We're gonna start bringing more guests. That's like I hit you up. I was like, Bubba, you mean been talking about this? It's been a year, like a year and a half. We got to sit down and like I said, because I love your story. When you told me about that, I think the last time we met was the Amazon class you did.
Yes.
And we were talking about. I was like, dude, I fucking love it. I seen your post. I'm like, dude, you have so much experience that I was like, the kids that are listening to me, because my nephew listens to me.
Oh, that's cool. Shout out to you, nephew.
Yeah, I was like, he could learn from this.
Yeah.
He could listen to you, because sometimes it's like when you listen to your dad talk, like you don't hear him talking to you. It's like he's talking talking at you, right? So when somebody like my nephew hear you, he's like, oh, I understand now, because my uncle he's giving me authorities. He's like he's like pointing finger at me, but you from the outside,
right?
I can listen to him.
Yeah. And I love when I remember when you came to the class too. It was just like, I don't think people understand, bro, how easy it is to learn.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's the Amazon. Now, bro, I went from doing the Amazon thing, right? Selling that thing.
You still doing it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I got boxes at the house.
Hey, this podcast has been a long one. We're gonna shut it down, but next time we're gonna talk about. This time we talk a little bit about politics, and we talk about
let's do an entrepreneurial.
Nice. Because I have a couple buddies that are entrepreneur and are in real estate and all that.
Yes. I'm
gonna bring them in.
I'm gonna shoot you my tag, man. We just did a live on Zoom. I'll be doing another one this week.
Okay.
So I'm taking investors. In 1 hour we raised. This is an excitement thing. That's why I'm sharing it. We raised $280,000 in 1 hour because we're trying to people are seeing, bro, that we can capture things because passive income.
Yeah.
You know me. I'm all about passive income.
I'm trying to get into that game.
Mailbox money. And so we could do a podcast, man, and teach people. How can we get in this?
Never teach people. Teach me, man.
Hey, real estate. I'll say this real quick. Real estate is one of the fastest and easiest things to get into, Sue, at any level. And here's why. There's a duplex literally right around the corner right here. It was going for $160,000. The down payment, bro, was $3,500. Who can get $3,500? Go.
Really?
I wash car, right? I got detail service, right? I made $3,500, I think, in like 2.5 months. You know what I mean? So it's like you can make money fast. The question is, do you want to? Tell you real quick, little plug. Go buy $100 pressure washer. Go knock on doors and tell them that you want to pressure wash the front entrance of their house.
Correct.
Charge them $100. You get 10 houses. That's $1,000.
Yeah, correct. It is the will of the person.
100%.
There's no will.
You want to wake up and go get it?
Yep.
So $3,500 down, bro, gets you that duplex, right? You know how much that duplex is worth, though? It's selling for $160. But you know how much it's worth?
How much?
$260.
That's
when you purchase
that number makes sense to me.
And that's one door.
Yeah.
I'm messing with 14 right now, and then next we're gonna jump to 25, and then to 100.
That's why I want to get in right there. Yeah.
10x right there, right? And so it's like,
oh, you know, 10x group, baby.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I had to become a student, bro.
That's my boy right there, dog.
So I got to talk to this guy 4 times.
No way. Yeah, oh my God, I'm so jealous. That's my boy, dude.
And we'll talk more about that next time. But just to show you how easy that is, you buy this property. You can refi that duplex 13 times tax-free, Sue. 13 times. Which means they're going to give you a tax-free check in 8 months. You can do it in 8 months. As small as 8 months. You usually want to wait 8 to 12, but in 8 months, they'll write you a tax-free check, bro. Tax-free. That
sounds beautiful to my ear.
Big, just, I'm going to go with forget you to the IRS, right? Yeah. Like, tax-free, $260,000. Well, let me take that back. They're gonna write you a check for $260,000. You're gonna pay off the $160,000 that you owed on it, right?
Yep.
You're left with what? $100,000.
$100,000.
How much did you pay for the duplex?
$3,500. Baby.
You turned $3,500 into what? That's
90.
I don't even know what my math is right now. That's
96 and a half.
You made $96,000 in 6 months, bro.
I
spend $3,500 a year on Starbucks. Like, as much as I travel, bro, like it's like, come on, guys, really?
Yeah.
But it's like what you said. How bad do you want it?
How bad?
So you got to read books like Skin in the Game.
Yeah.
I devour books like this. This is all entrepreneur books. Skin in the Game, Anti-Fragile.
You got to send me some of those.
Yeah. Even if you're not a Trump supporter, because I wasn't a Trump supporter. He has a book called The Art of the Game, I believe is what it's called. You
can't knock him on his business. That's why he's so successful. I'm sorry.
The roof, bro.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's books out there, guys. We'll come back and we'll do a
a
real estate podcast.
Dude. Okay, so me and my buddy, we never done. I think this is like a 2-hour podcast. We never done a 2-hour podcast before.
I'm sorry, viewers.
No. It's so much information, and y'all better watch the whole thing because it's so much information that you're bringing in. Mm-hmm. Y'all better go over there and support my man. Y'all better go over there.
Yeah, y'all are welcome. All are welcome.
Yeah, and next time we're gonna bring up like the business idea and your experience of business and
let's do it.
Yeah,
because it's
another.
You gotta have a not quit in you, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I remember the first time I did the foot doctor Amazon thing. It was like 2 months before I sold something. Next thing I know, I'm checking my debit account and there was $800 in there.
Yeah. You're like, whoa.
I'm like, okay, hold on, wait a minute, you know.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Right. And I open up a detail thing, and Cody Holmes, my best friend, you know, he was like, hey, you need to do detail.
You still do detail?
I'll still do it. You know,
okay.
I don't do it in the summer because we live in hellish heat out here, and I ain't trying to die out here. So I make enough money on the side where I can shut down one business and have the other business still go, you know.
I mean, that's how you're supposed to do it, right?
Right. And so to me, I'm actually, it's funny you say, I'm actually going to pick it up this very next month, so I'll be picking it up again.
Yeah, it's
Come
getting
watch
cool.
that thing out there, bro.
It's getting cooler.
So I started the detail business, bro, and he's like, Eddie Barrera and Cody Holmes, they were like, hey, y'all, they were like, bro, you wash cars just ridiculous. Like, you need to turn this into a business. I'm like, I ain't trying to do a business out of this, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what the heck, let's do it. Details are making like $35 to $40, right? I went and did my first car, charged $45, and the lady's like, oh, no. She goes, I ain't giving you $40. She goes, this is better than the $40 wash I get over here on my pass.
Yeah.
She handed me $100.
Oh, it's worth it.
$100, bro. Oh. And I looked at that bill and I went, okay. So I raised my prices up, right?
Yeah.
Picked my prices up, bro. Somebody offered me, about 3 months ago, for my business, right on the spot. They go, hey, I'll give you $12,000 for your business right now.
Oh, shit.
You know, and I'm just like, really? Like, and I didn't sell, but because I know the value of my business. Like,
yeah.
Why would I sell it to you for $12,000 when I could do that in like 4 or 5 months?
4 or 5 months, yeah.
So it's just going out there and getting it. You know what I mean?
It's funny when you talk about that. I don't know if you know my buddy Chang. He's an investor right now. He had like 2-3 property.
No, I don't.
Maybe we should link up.
That'd be cool.
He's an investor right now. He had 3 houses right now.
Nice.
But I remember him starting up. And I grew up with this kid. We grew up in the same block.
Is he doing single family, multifamily?
Yeah, single family.
Nice.
Yeah, single family right now. Shout out to Chang. Hey, I love you. He came to the podcast once, a couple times.
Chang, I need to send you some royal stuff, man. You gotta come invest with us.
Yeah, he's really into that. You know, I love him. He's
cool.
like a brother to me, like thick and thin. I love him. I remember he was cleaning headlights, right? And a lot of people was like, I think he's a psychologist, and he was cleaning headlight on the weekends, and people was like, bro, what the hell you doing?
Mm-hmm.
For me, I already knew because he already told me his plan. He was like,
right.
He's like, dude, I can do this in 30 minutes. He's like, I charge people $40. He was like, bro, I'm getting. He's like,
quick.
He was like, how much you get paid at work? I'm like, shit, probably like 20.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I get paid 30 in 30 minutes.
That's crazy.
He's like, I make more than you. I was like, oh
100%,
shit,
100%.
It clicked. I was like, I never thought of that.
Yes.
And he was like, dude, I'll clean. He was like, I'll do like six headlights. He's like, I'll make good money. He's like, and
that's daily.
Mm-hmm. And for all that time that I think he did it for like a year and a half. He saved up enough money to buy his first home.
That's what I love that. Chang, is it?
Yeah, Chang.
That's what we doing, bro.
And his work ethic is just fucking crazy,
yes.
dude. I love him.
Ridiculous grind.
And he made me, like I said, him and you, that made me feel like shit. I'm like, yo, let's go fishing.
You know what's funny? I try to go fishing, bro. I'm like, I must be missing something with fishing.
You have to, yeah.
I gotta go fishing with all y'all one of these days.
I think one thing too is going with people that know how to fish, and so they can teach you. So when you catch it, you know the feeling. Because I mean, I remember going as a kid, and me and my buddy would just go.
I fish for real estate deals.
Yeah. I fish for real estate deals. I just fish for fun. That's like all my gears. Like I spent so much money on my gears, bro. It's not like, funny.
I was like, those can't be poles.
Those are all poles.
Y'all can't even see what I'm seeing right now.
It's fucking crazy, dude. And
I felt like I walked into like Dick's Sporting Goods right now, bro. I'm like, is this dude a supplier for Sportsman's Warehouse?
It's crazy, dude. Yeah, and I'm like spending money on that shit. And while you guys are looking at fishing for deals,
yeah,
to better your life. And I remember telling one of my.
And it starts right there, like these headlights, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I jumped over into commercial cranes, washing cranes.
Oh wow.
I was making $7.85 every hour and a half.
Oh.
A car takes me about an hour and 30 minutes to wash.
Yeah.
A crane takes me an hour and 45 minutes to wash. I was making $80 with a car, and I was making almost $800 with a crane for the same amount of money.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
It is no-brainer.
No-brainer, bro.
Yeah.
So what most people make, I was making like 10 times what people make an hour, bro.
Yeah.
And it was just like, and think about this, I was not gonna do that.
Yeah.
I told my buddy, I'm not gonna do that.
I'm just doing this for the pass of time right now.
Bro.
Get a little income.
Right. And then I saw 3 racks coming in 1 week, and I'm like, okay, we're doing this.
Yeah.
We're doing this, and just save to where now.
And one thing too is that you are your own boss, and you do make your own schedule.
I love that I get to sleep in, bro, and get paid for it.
Yeah.
Not that I sleep in, but that's a glorious thing.
Yeah, because I'm a huge Nipsey Hussle fan, right? And one of his songs, he said, he's like, I get on the plane, go to sleep, wake up, and get a check.
There you go. I'm trying to get to that.
And when
right
he
there.
say that to me, and I like goosebump everywhere. I'm like, bro, I need it. Like a lot of people think that Nipsey Hussle is just a lot of people
gangster.
A lot of people hear him. They're like, oh, he died from gangbanging. He's just a gangbanger. I was like, no, if you go back and listen to all his interview, how smart that man is. I'm sorry,
crazy. Yeah, no.
And how many books he read. I was like, that man was a genius.
You don't get to those levels of success, bro, without having a brain.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I was like, yo, that dude was street smart and book smart, and it was a tragedy that he passed. He was a leader in our generation. I felt that, and I love him, man. I was such a huge fan. I was so bummed when he passed.
Yeah. But the dude knew how to grind.
He know how to, that's one of his songs.
And that's why I'm like, okay.
Grinding all my life. Like, yo.
I'm trying to teach
I've been
people.
grinding all my life. I'm like, yo, that's me.
Yeah, right? It don't matter what you do, whether I'm in the church world, whether we're in the podcast world, fishing, like, here's the bottom line. Money makes the world go around. You can't do anything without finances. So to me, I always made a promise. I said, I'm not going to be a burden to my calling, and my calling is ministry. I'm not going to be a burden to that by taking a $10,000 check when I can learn something and go make $10,000. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I have no problem with it. And it's so funny to me. People have a problem with preachers who gain wealth outside of, the church. I have no problem. You make a book and you make $100 million. Psh, I didn't write the book.
Yeah.
I didn't sit down and take the time to learn how to write. You know what I mean? So
I know. I want to say one of this younger pastor, he got really popular on Facebook, or like because he was really young and good looking dude. I guess he got caught up with with some money that he took, and a lot of people were like getting mad. I forgot.
I wonder which one
he was like I think he was like, he had like a beard. He was like a white guy with a beard, really young. He got really popular for a bit.
Send me a picture of him.
If I can find it, yeah. I think he got caught up with like some scandal or whatever scandal, like, or just becoming rich or whatever, taking money, right?
Oh, yeah, no. So his name's Stephen Furtick.
Oh, yes.
So he wrote the book called Sun Stand Still, right?
Oh, okay.
Sun Stand Still. I think it made him over $16 million.
Woo!
Wrote the book outside. It has nothing to do with the church.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm talking about, which is so crazy to me that people get mad at people's entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Wrote the book, made over $60 million on the book, bought a 16,000 square foot house with the proceeds of that book.
Yes.
And then people said they all got mad at him for buying that house.
Mm.
And I went, since when can someone not spend their money on what they want to spend it on?
Yeah.
Now, if he would have took money from the church and bought a 16,000 square foot home, we would have big problems on our hands. You know what I mean?
Excuse me. See, it's like for me, I'm like, if I was a pastor, right? I'm just saying this, and they're giving me money, and they're like, no, it's for you, because of the work you've done. I'm like, okay, thank you.
Right.
I'm gonna take it.
Well, like
I'm gonna go buy me a house.
Right, no,
you know what I mean?
I get a paycheck, so like for my church, I get a paycheck, right? So I mean,
so I
probably make less than most of the people listening to this podcast. People actually dumbfound how much I make actually for my church compared to everything else I do on the side.
Yeah.
I'll just say this: people at McDonald's make more than I do working for the church.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because your guys not doing it for the money. No. Yeah, you ain't doing it for the money.
If I was doing it for the money, I'm in the wrong job, bro.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so I can go work at McDonald's and make more than what I'm making right now. And so to me, the Bible says a labor is worth their reward. So they're worth their work. And so to me, it's if you're working, why would you not be worthy of a reward?
Mm-hmm.
That's
correct.
Crazy to me. You know what I mean?
It is.
Now it is crazy. There was a pastor at one time at a church on the East Coast, bro. He was making $400,000 a year. That's a presidential salary.
That is a presidential.
That is
I haven't seen that.
That's crazy to me, and that's crazy to me because I don't see. Again, you want to write books and make that? That's great to me. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
You want to make movies and make that? That's great. You want to do real estate and make that? That's great to me. You want to have 10 planes? I don't care. That's great to me.
Yeah.
But that's $400,000 that I'm sure can be going to your community. Or here's I'll say this before we go.
Yeah.
You know what? You really want to know why I got into real estate? I want to make a lot of money. Dude, this is actually who knows actually? Maybe one of my church members listens to your podcast, which would be really cool.
That'd be really cool.
But I can say this because I know probably none of them are probably listening, and I haven't told any of them this. The reason I'm getting into real estate, bro, and why I want to, the first time I refied a deal, talking a couple $1 million that we'll have tax free, and God already told me what I'm going to do with that money, which is really cool to me. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pay off my mom and dad's house.
That's my goals right there.
Because my dad was from Mexico, right? And one of the challenging things was when I didn't go be a cop, and I decided to do ministry, and he was just like, there, what do you need, a living in that, blah, blah, blah. And so I love the idea of one day I get to turn around and say, Dad, here you go.
Yeah.
One. The second thing that I want to do with that money is most people associate church to taking people's money.
Yeah.
I want to be the first pastor in Fresno that pays off everyone's rent for the month, bro. Like, we put our envelopes down on the seats, right? When you go into a church, you put the giving or whatever, the bucket in the back. At the beginning of service, God showed me this, bro. I actually saw this in a dream, bro. And I woke up and I said, Lord, what was that? And he says, I want to teach you how to use wealth in my kingdom. And so I woke up, bro, and in that vision that I had, I got on my stage and I told all of our people, hey, grab your tithe and offering envelopes. And I want you to write your rent for the month. What are you believing for, right?
Yeah.
Are we dead stick?
Yeah, I think this one died, but it's good. We're good.
And it's totally okay. What are you believing for? And as they turn it in, I'm going to have my best friend preach that night. And what I'm going to do that night is I'm going to be in the back of my green room, my office, writing a check for each of their individual rent, come back out at the end of service and give them all their rent, showing them like God has the ability to take care of you at the drop of a hat. You know what I mean? And that's my dream, man. That's my desire is to let's take away Reformation. Let's change the wrong grid.
Yes.
When it comes to the church culture, people look at the church and they're upset at it. They're angry at it.
Yeah.
The church has hurt people. Religion has hurt people. Christianity has hurt people. But can we rise up and say, you know what? Even though there's some who've done it wrong, we can change it. We can bring Reformation to it. Yeah. So it's gonna be cool.
Man, oh my God, you make me sound like a piece of shit.
No, you're awesome, man.
You're awesome. Dude. That is such like that's so. To me, that's like inspiring to me, like helping others and just don't. Oh my God, I don't even know how to explain it. Just that selfishness of you, just want to help, always want to help. You're a good man, Bubba.
Hey, you too, bro.
You're a good man. Not me. I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole.
But you're my friend.
Yeah. All right, guys. This is a long podcast. Yeah. I want to say thank you guys so much. Thank you for listening. And if you guys do stick all the way over here, Bubba, tell them where they can find you on your Instagram or on your social media.
What is my social? You know, bro, I don't even know my own personal social media. My Instagram, guys, is AndrewSeg8. You'll see me sing on Huntington Beach on my little profile pic. And then my Facebook is just Andrew Segura. And then the church is called The Resort. So if you guys want to look up, it's called The Resort. And we're right on the corner of Ashland and Willow. Wednesdays and Saturdays, 7 o'clock. Y'all come join us. Come party with us. Come join. Yeah, we get crazy up in there.
Guys, go support Andrew, man. He, like I said, if you guys listen to this podcast, you know that he's a pure-hearted guy. He loves helping. And if you guys do want to go and just, if you guys are not even sure, you guys just want to go experience it, go, man. Go for it. He's a cool guy. He's not gonna try to force you guys to do anything you guys don't want to.
I can do it. We come whatever. We had a guy turn in his weed last service. Yeah. He had his weed in the back of the church.
Oh, really?
He was gonna roll one up. He goes, I was gonna smoke it, but decided I'm gonna turn it in.
Oh, wow.
So bring your weed.
Bring
whatever you want.
They don't judge. All right, they don't judge you.
No, not at all.
All right, Andrew, thank you so much,
man.
Love
you, man. Thank you.
I love you.
Thank you all for listening too.
And then next time we'll bring you back. Hell yeah, business, baby.
Yes,
all
sir.
right.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Peace out.